welcome you all on behalf of SGPC's Guru Nanak Institute of Management Studies and GNMS Business School, a management institute of GN Khalsa College, to this international research conference on contemporary practices in business management. Let us begin today's program by seeking Almighty God's blessing. For that, I request everyone to kindly rise for the prayer. Now I would like to introduce you all to the man of distinct vision and a fountainhead of illuminating ideas, an idol of knowledge and experience and inspiration to all of us, our Vice Chairman Dr. Bhupinder Singh Keer sir. Sir is an industrialist par excellence, an educator, a philanthropist and a healthcare supporter, a PhD in social service and philanthropy from the prestigious Robert de Sorbonne University, France. Sir is also General Secretary, Board of Trustee in Guru Nanak Hospital, Bangalore. Due to some unforeseen events, Sir is not able to attend the program today, but nonetheless, he has sent his good wishes for us. With great honor, I would like to welcome and introduce you all to our strong academic leader, visionary and reformer, our campus director, Dr. Kiran Mandavkar sir. Sir is a doctorate in chemistry from Mumbai University, and besides his alliance with universities and educational institutions like Ruia, Mitibai College, NMIMS University, Sir is having a solid research background in terms of guiding 42 plus PhD candidates and contributing more than 80 research publications in national and international journals. Sir is also working in capacity of Chairman, Board of Studies in Bioanalytical Sciences, University of Mumbai. I would request our Dean, Academics and Industry Interface, Dr. Satwinder Singh Bedi sir, to kindly felicitate Dr. Kiran Mandavkar sir. Please give a huge round of applause.
Good morning to one and all. Good morning, sir. On behalf of our management, staff and students of JNIMS, I would like to welcome you all for this conference. I am really proud of my faculty members who have taken a lot of efforts for the last few months to organize this event, where more than 52 papers will be presented today. And the participants or delegates are not only from India, but we have participation from 5 to 6 countries, including US, Canada, Singapore, Sri Lanka and so on. First of all, being a researcher, I think just now in my biodata, they have read about my research. So I am a really, I can say, into research, and hence I always take this opportunity, whenever I get the opportunity to interact with faculty members, I always promote the research. In fact, we are all aware that the institutes, including the Management Institute, are accredited by NAC as well as MBA. And there the points, a lot of points are there for the research involvement of faculty members. Hence, I am really happy to welcome you all, those who are presenting paper, who are actively involved in research, actively involved in guiding the students. So that's very important. Because finally, whatever as a faculty member we do, the research we carry out, it has to be percolated to the students' fraternity. So that's very, very important. To develop the research aptitude among the students' mind is very, very important. In fact, being a human being, we have a very, very strong and developed brain. But it is found out that we use hardly 10 to 15% of its capacity. And most of the time for mugging up the things and putting it in the paper while writing the exams. In fact, whenever you are working anywhere, or especially in the corporate world, this research aptitude will definitely going to help you a lot. Research is not confined to any degree like PhD. Suppose people may think that when I start doing PhD, I'll think of research. But research is everywhere. I am being a science person, we are using a lot of high-tech equipments, instruments, but that is to provide you with the precise or accurate data. But what is to be done with that data? How to decipher it, how to put it into the right conclusion? The research lies here. And hence, I want everyone here, those who are offline, online, in this blended mode of conference, to please take this idea forward. A simple example that when you are working in a corporate world, we are paid for the routine work, whatever is assigned to us by the bosses. But something beyond that, if we keep on thinking, studying the procedures going on in the company, processes undertaken, and then come out with some good suggestions which will bring down the overhead cost, increase the profitability, which company will not offer you promotions and increments. So this is very, very important. This research, thinking out of the box, thinking innovative, will always help you in your life to excel. Once again, I take this opportunity to thank all my faculty members who have taken or who have done a lot of hard work in organizing this event. I wish you all the best for all the presenters as well as participants for this event. Thank you very much, all the best.
Thank you, sir, for those wonderful and inspiring words. I would now like to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Anurag Mehrotra, Regional Supply Chain Head, Southeast Asia and Taiwan GSK, who is joining us live from Singapore. Welcome, sir, to the event and thank you very much for accepting the invitation. I would now like to welcome and introduce you all to a doctorate in computer science from Mumbai University and an expert in computer languages like COBOL, Fortran, Pascal, C++, Python, etc. to name a few. She has also developed a comprehensive software on railway timetabling for the Ministry of Railways, New Delhi, India, and has been awarded a letter of appreciation for the same. Please welcome our MMS in charge director and IT head, Dr. Jasbir Kaur ma'am. Dr. Jasbir ma'am has more than 3 decades of teaching experience and is also a member on the interview panel of Stockholding Corporation of India. Ma'am has been instrumental in raising the bar at the Department of Information Technology at undergraduate and postgraduate level in GN Khalsa College right from its inception. I would now request ma'am to please deliver the welcome address.
Very good morning to all of you. On behalf of SGPC's Guru Nanak Institute of Management Studies, JNMS Business School and Guru Nanak Khalsa College, a very warm welcome to all of you. Let me formally introduce, welcome to our campus director, Dr. Kiran Mangaonkar sir. He is a visionary. He has what I have observed in Khalsa College, he has made tremendous changes, positive changes in curriculum, he has changed the students' minds also. All the syllabi, you can say everything. It may be board of studies, it may be taking lectures in the class, it may be changing the mindset of faculty members. I can say he has changed everything in the campus, and now we are lucky to have sir here in GNMS to do the same thing, and we are observing the change also. Thank you, sir. I welcome you for this international conference, and our Vice Chairperson, Dr. Bhupinder Singh Ki, I thank sir and I welcome sir because of his health. He is not present over here, but he is always with us, and he has given us a free hand to do whatever we want to. About today's chief guest, I welcome Mr. Anurag Mehrotra, Regional SE Head, C and Taiwan, GSK Singapore. Sir is online.
Yes.
So I welcome you, sir, to this international conference. We have amongst us Mr. Robin Banerjee, President and CEO, Caprihans India Limited. Sir is with us. And besides his academic and professional achievements, sir has authored many business non-fiction books also. He is author of many books. I also formally welcome Dr. Sujata. She is Executive Board Member, AIMS, Western Region. I welcome ma'am. I believe she will be joining us little later. I am very glad and excited also that we are going to have this international conference on contemporary practices in business management. For having chosen this theme, I would like to congratulate and thanks Dr. Jyotinder Kaur Chadha and for choosing this theme for our international conference. These contemporary practices, it is a new and modern way of doing the business. And it depends heavily on technology, which includes activities like planning, decision making, and monitoring. When we say it heavily depends upon technology, all of us are doing research. We are collecting the data and we are getting the results. Can we use the technology to collect the data online, real time? Can we use the technology to do various processing work to get the results? When the results are in your hand, I was going through the abstracts of many papers. Very good papers were there. I could make out from the abstract only. Once you have the results, how we can implement those results? I could see that many of the papers could be turned into expert systems. We can implement those results and make expert system to implement those results for the benefit of the society. So I'm always there to help everyone for the implementation of your results, because many of the things when we ask people, they may not tell us. But some computerized expert system is there, they can interact one-to-one, they can freely give the answer and that can be recorded and the system can guide them. Of course, the doctor's help or any expert's help, we cannot rule out that. But at least the person would come to know, yes, I'm having this problem, I'm facing this problem. I'm not talking only from medical point of view, there are many other areas also where we can actually do the implementation. So my help is, I'm always there to help you out. Wherever you feel, you can contact me. And I would like to congratulate all the students and all the faculty members from all over India and overseas. And I welcome them all and I wish best of luck to all of you for today's conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's my privilege to welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Robin Banerjee, President and CEO, Caprihans India Limited. Welcome, sir. I would now request Dr. Satwinder Singh Bedi, sir, to kindly felicitate Mr. Robin Banerjee. Thank you, sir. It's my honor and privilege to welcome and introduce you all to our Dean Academics and Industry Interface, Dr. Satwinder Singh Bedi, sir. Sir is the PhD holder in Healthcare Marketing and recipient of many awards like the Best Professor Marketing Award by Devang Mehta, Best Professor Marketing Management by ABP News, Best Professor Strategic Management by DNA News, to name a few. Sir has more than 20 years of academic experience and more than 27 years of industry experience. Sir has previously worked in the capacity of General Manager in tire and healthcare industry and has also conducted many management development programs in the past. I welcome Sir and request Sir to kindly deliver the inaugural speech.
Thank you, Sumita, for the nice introduction. Very good morning to everybody, respected delegates on the dais, offline, online. I'm extremely pleased and it's a pleasure to have this opportunity to say a few words about a very nice topic which has been chosen for this conference on contemporary management. As people from business, students, professionals, academicians, we all are aware that research plays such a primary and important role in terms of being successful in industry and in business. Research, as we all know, helps a business to communicate, to focus, and evolve itself. We being from industry and now in academics, I can relate what used to happen in industry. For example, if you even see the human resource side, research has helped even different functional levels, like a manager in human resource will find it easier to relate to his staff, motivate them, and get that optimum level of output from the workers or staff. Similarly, even the staff also gets motivated when research analysis shows and upgrades or informs management that what is the lacuna or what are the drawbacks in terms of the staff, what they cannot say. So research has been primarily also helpful in terms of helping our relationships with the vendors, with the customers. So for a company or an organization to be successful and to avoid failure in the future, research is imperative, extremely important. We see crucial decisions which are taken by seniors or corporate heads. It could be expansion of businesses, it could be alliances, it could be joint ventures, it could be tapping global markets. Nothing can be done without research. You burn your fingers and it will be disaster. If research is not done, for example, if you want to go for diversification also, whether it should be a related diversification, whether it should be a non-related diversification, research always plays a primary role. For people in marketing, for example, I'm from marketing, we found research so important in terms of when a new product has to be launched. You go by gut feeling and probably everything could crash. So trying to understand and have the pulse of the market, that's where research comes in. So when we speak about contemporary management practices, all those tools and methodologies which have been implemented over these years have helped us to take crucial decisions. For distribution, for example, a company would want to distribute, if it is an FMCG, the product has to be available in 5 to 6 lakh retail outlets. How do I know whether a product will be available? So research helps there. What is going to be my value chain? Do we need CNS? Do we need distribution setups of super distributors? Which states? How are we going to manage it? What about the competitors? We are at war. They say we are at war. So this is a war where we have concrete war. So what is the competition doing? If we are not aware of what the competition is doing, we get wiped away. So again, research. Research besides your external environment, which we need to understand what is happening at the political level, at the social level. Like very classic example of KFC being driven away from Bangalore because taking those steps of going ahead and not understanding properly that what the people of India want. Some oils or ingredients which are not conducive to a society. So they have to leave and make entry again. So poor research. So research helps you even in internal environment. The way I said, understanding your employees properly. So today's this conference is an excellent platform. I'm very thankful to the organizers, Jyoti ma'am and the team, so giving us an opportunity to understand this better. And I wish everybody all the best, and I hope you learn and enrich yourself from this today's topic of contemporary man. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for those motivational words. Opportunity to introduce you all to our chief guest, Mr. Anurag Mehrotra, Regional Supply Chain Head, Southeast Asia and Taiwan, GSK. With a background in chemical engineering from IIT Varanasi, Sir has a rich experience of around 28 years in various aspects of consumer goods and OTC healthcare categories, and has also commissioned new factories, led global technology and product development teams, and worked on business transformation projects like supply chain restructuring in consumer goods space in multiple geographies. I would now request Mr. Anurag Mehrotra to please address the august audience. Over to you, sir.
Unmute. Side note here. Side note here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yes, sir, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Can you hear us? So please continue.
Wonderful. Morning, everyone. Let me first start by congratulating, your faculty and the institute GNIMS for holding this conference and discussing such important and relevant topics. So many congratulations. And as I begin my talk, about how different functions like HR, finance, and supply chain collaborate in corporate world, it's important for me to share some of the key strategic priorities, in front of us. And I'll just summarize four big themes, four key priorities, and that's where I'll just sort of restrict my talk. The first one is about digitalization and technology transfer. The second important priority is sustainability. Third is around resilience of supply chain. And fourth, last but not the least, is about future-ready talent. And let me just share with you how different functions collaborate in driving these priorities, which are so very important. So let me start with the first one, which is about the digital journey and technology transformation. first of all, digitalization is no longer optional. It's very much mandatory. The journey has begun, and anyone who's not on that journey obviously is losing out. It is very, very important. The second important point is digitalization is not only about cost reduction. Cost reduction is one of the advantages, but not the only one. There are several other strategic advantages. And let's look at what are the imperatives for the corporations, the companies, when they embark on their digital journey. I think the very first one is, always keep consumer and customer at the core of your digital journey. Yeah. And what it means is, companies have to look external rather than looking internally. I think that's very, very important. It all has to start from consumer and customer and design your digitalization agenda around it. The second important priority for corporates is investment horizon has to be longer term rather than short term. So if you take our investment decisions based on short term deliverables, we will end up making wrong decisions, and we will have incomplete digital programs, and then we lose out in the market. I think the third important point related to digital journey is talent, and I think again it's important here that companies look external both in terms of talent as well as capability build. If we restrict ourselves internally, quite likely that we will lose out on some of the strategic capabilities which are so very important in this journey. And lastly, from a supply chain perspective, it's extremely important to be agile. And let me give a couple of examples. On supply chain agility. The first example I want to take is, the 15-minute FMCG or grocery delivery to your doorstep. Now, just go back 10 years or 15 years, it would have sounded virtually impossible that you can have all your list of groceries delivered to your doorstep by a single click on your smartphone in 15 minutes. Today, it's a reality. And it poses several implications, and several strategic imperatives for the companies and the functions to deliver to that. The second example I want to share on agility is the life cycle of smartphones. So today, a smartphone undergoes complete change every 2 years. Yeah. Now, what does it mean? What are the implications for companies and operations? Yeah. So, your suppliers have to change, your manufacturing facility has to change, your packaging has to change, and in some cases, even the distribution setup also has to be aligned and reconfigured. Yeah. All of that has to happen every 2 years. Turn the clock back 10 years. Electronics and white goods would change a model maybe once in 5 years, possibly once in 10 years. So today it's happening every 2 years. So the expectations for organizations to be agile, are of different order today than they were in the previous decade. Let me now move on to the second imperative, the second important priority for corporations, and it is about sustainability. The simple message here is, your consumers and society at large, they are deeply concerned about what is the impact your product will have on the planet. Yes? And it gets manifested in multiple ways. Yeah? And two important manifestations are consumers choose their purchases depending on how much impact the product will have on the planet. So it is impacting purchasing decisions. The second important manifestation is, investors investors are asking these questions to companies before making investment decisions, right? What is your sustainability agenda? What's your 5-year, 10-year program? And what is the impact your company's operations are having on the planet? So these are very, very important factors. Yeah. Now, I often get asked a question, which is, will it cost more if I make my product more sustainable? That's a question I get asked frequently. It's a very relevant question. And the best way to answer that is, actually, it's the converse. If your company does not do anything about carbon footprint, quite likely, in the long run, you will end up paying huge amounts of cost. That's the reality. So it's absolutely the opposite. Yeah. Yes, in terms of management practices, the way supply chain, finance, HR, all the functions collaborate, it's a different level of collaboration. Management teams have to work harder, to address the short-term challenges, but the medium, long-term expectation from your consumers, from your shareholders is very, very clear, right? Make sure that your operations do not impact the planet adversely. Yeah. And I think just a last comment on sustainability is, if your product is bad for the planet, it's only a matter of time, it will be bad for your company and your investors. Yeah, that's a very important point, from a sustainability point. Okay, let me now move on to the third important priority for corporations, which is about supply chain resilience. Now, many of us, not people in this room, but common citizens, many of them heard the word supply chain, during the pandemic. Yeah, the pandemic taught us a lot of things. And one of the important things which came out was resilience in operations and resilience in supply chains. Now, how do you build resilience? And then there are several ways, you can de-risk your operations, you can de-risk your supply chain. And suffice to say, every supply node in your operations has to have a robust business continuity plan. So your suppliers, your manufacturing site, your distribution value chain, they have to test and operationalize a robust business continuity plan and build resilience. And my last comment on resilience is, supply chain resilience is not an added cost. It is actually an investment to future-proof your business. I think that's very, very important. And let me now move on to the fourth strategic priority in front of our companies and businesses, which is about people and talent. In the fast-changing world, it is our people, it is our talent, which is the only differentiator between two companies. And the four priorities which we've talked about, we can only leverage them, we can only execute them if our employee policies reflect those themes. And let me just give an example. If your employees are not comfortable using digital tools, how are they going to serve consumers for, many of them, mobile and digital is the first mode of transaction which they do. So that's why the importance of reskilling and capability build, which is very, very important for organizations and corporates. And the role of HR and HR working in a collaborative manner with supply chain, with finance, that's very, very important. And let me finish my talk by saying, people are our biggest assets, they are the biggest differentiators, and hence, corporations have to make significant investment in capability and in the people agenda. So that brings me to the end of this discussion. Once again, thank you for inviting me and many congratulations. All the best for your conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and sharing your valuable insights with us in terms of various examples to explain us the importance of supply chain in our day-to-day life. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
I'm deeply honored and privileged to introduce you all to our keynote speaker, the President and CEO of Caprihans India Limited, Mr. Robin Banerjee, sir. Sir is a senior professional executive with over 35 years of rich experience in several large MNCs in more than 20 countries. Sir is a chartered accountant and company secretary and has a master's degree in commerce. Mr. Banerjee has won several awards for his contribution in the corporate world and is an acclaimed speaker on various business management and finance related topics, and has also authored the 3 best-selling books named as Corporate Frauds, Now Bigger, Broader and Bolder, Who Cheats and How, Who Blunders and How. Welcome, sir. I would now request you to please deliver the keynote address.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Julie. Jyoti always makes sure that I come early morning, get a voice at Today, I think you guys are discussing the new horizons of business management. And you'll be surprised to know what Jyoti has asked me to speak on. She said, you're going to speak on sports. So I recently wrote an article about after the World Cup matches. I was thinking, what is it that we can learn from it? The world has 8 billion people. 4 billion of them watched the World Cup football. A country called Qatar, which you cannot see in the global map, spent $200 billion. Some newspapers says $300 billion. I think they spent $200 billion. And earned a revenue of $7 billion. How the hell, what the hell does it make sense for anyone to make such $200 billion to earn a revenue of $7 billion? 4 billion people, half of the mankind watched the World Cup matches. Football and cricket matches. There were 8 or 12 countries which play cricket. There are 200 countries in the world, in case you don't know. And then I realized, I was thinking that there must be a lot of learning for the business community. We stayed awake for nights and watched these matches where India wasn't there. Just for information, there are 200 countries which plays football and India is 106 in the rank. Yeah. And if you think in the next World Cup we are going to play, we are in a good spot. Then obviously next World Cup, instead of 32 teams, there will be 48 of them. There will be 16 more in the next one. So what is it that we can learn from this World Cup matches? A lot actually. The first, not in order of priority, but one, which I have noticed in business world. First, let's look at the World Cup or the football matches. In a football game, everyone knows one thing to achieve. Everyone knows one thing needs to be achieved. And that one thing is to score a goal. And they have a goal post in front. That's the only thing everyone knows. Which means the goal is very clear. The objective is very simple. A ball hai, there are 22 players, kick it inside the goal and then that's all done. You'll be surprised in business world, many organizations doesn't even know what the goal is. But they're all running helter-skelter, everybody is coming, going, सुबह 10 बजे आया, 7 बजे 8 बजे गए, लेकिन करना क्या है? What is about? What am I doing? And most of you wouldn't have worked in an organization so far. If you go to many companies, you will see, especially if you go to the head office or factory offices, you will find there is a statement written, mission statement. फ्रेम क्या है, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर चेयरमैन साइन किया हुआ है, कोई भी वर्कर का पूछो विजन स्टेटमेंट क्या है, किसको पता है? Nobody has ever read that bloody statement, which is there for last whatever 20, 30, 40 years. So the first thing is these World Cup matches, or for the matter any football match, or for the matter any sports, teaches what is the goal. In business, every worker, every employee needs to know the goal, and that's what when you are very young. You are young, you will get into the business world, you need to know what is the goal of this organization. And then, normally, you will get set down in your business, in your life. Next, good learning I found in this football match, especially this World Cup, you may have heard of Spain played in this World Cup. And Spain plays a game called tiki-taka. What is tiki-taka? Tiki-taka has been invented by the Spanish players, in fact the Spanish coach, which is passing amongst themselves. It's beautiful. It's like an art. They keep on passing amongst themselves. It's called tiki-taka. And Spain did not even reach the quarterfinal. They are the most beautiful team to look at and did not reach anywhere. Sorry, did not reach a semi-final. And why is it so? In this World Cup match, Spain average passes, football passes amongst the players was 950 passes per match. Argentina, which won the World Cup, had 500 average number of passes. Now, what it means? It means that one learning is called aggression. Aggression is also defensive. Spain, by passing among themselves, thought if I can possess the ball within me, I can beat the competition. But the competition knew if I can get the ball and kick it into the goal, I'll win it. Therefore, defense is not the best in the business world. You need to be aggressive. And that definitely I learned in this World Cup, because aggression is actually the name for being defensive. In business world, what happens? Let's say, sir is marketing guru, you are launching, you have a product which is running for some time, and normally you give discount. Whenever there is it's a festival coming, we give 20% more discount, sometimes we give extra product, buy one, get one free, or a product will have 1 liter product will have 20 kg to 200 liters free, and so on and so forth. A great way to be aggressive in assuming that you have a product which you can do, to say, no, I will not give a discount, but I'll give you 3 years free service. In fact, today, as I'm talking to you, Skoda is a premium segment car, as you know, it's a Volkswagen Group car. What Skoda is saying, 10 years warranty, 3 years free service. And Skoda today, if you want to buy, 1.5 years waiting list. Skoda is at least, if a like-to-like Mahindra car is 20 lakhs, a Skoda will be 25 lakhs. They priced it more and they gave a goodie which a customer can ill afford. In fact, it is advertised as the safest car in India, if not in the world. That's called aggression. They say, ठीक है, रिस्क ले लेते, हमारा गाड़ी इतना अच्छा है कि कुछ खराब तो होगा ही। if खराब नहीं होगा 3 साल बोल देते ना, 3 years free warranty, 3 years free service, 10 years warranty, or something. I think 5 years warranty or 10 years warranty, something like that. You can perhaps get a more warranty also. It is an aggression. So that's a great learning. The Spanish team never succeeded because they were too defensive. Although they played best football, I think. The next learning I got, who was the best player in the World Cup football? Who was the best player in the World Cup football? Messi. Ah, Messi. Of course, everyone will talk Messi. Mbappe. Okay, Mbappe. Messi, Mbappe. चलो मेसी तो है यार, एक तो मेसी तो जरूर होगा. हाँ, जरूर होगा. He is 37 years of age. He's past his retirement age. Actually, no, sorry, I made a mistake. Messi is 34 years of age. And Ronaldo, who was supposed to be the biggest, as you know, Ronaldo and Messi is the best players in the world today. Of course, Ronaldo somehow got a raw deal through his Manchester United club, and of course, mentally, I think he got sick. He's 37 years of age. So, there is another player in Poland. You must have heard the best player in Poland, Robert Lewandowski. He's 37 years of age. And Luka, the Croatian midfielder, was the best player of Croatia, is 36 years of age. It means experience counts. We always say, youngsters are good. Of course, young people are all young. People are all young, English, of course. But let me tell you what happened in football. In a football match, these youngsters, like Mbappe, who is only 22, 23, 24, I think. 24. So at this age, what he can do? He can jump the highest. He can run the fastest. Perhaps he can kick the hardest, perhaps, not necessarily. I think Messi kicks the best. But what Messi does, if you've seen a match, noticed a match where Messi or Ronaldo is playing, you will see they are hovering around the goalpost. Because of this 10, 15, 20 years of experience, they know where the ball is going to come. The youngster doesn't know where the ball is going to come because he's running. But this Messi knows where the ball is going to come. Always I have found, and you will find, that ball jahan Messi hoga. That's called experience. Experience has a lot of value. So as you grow in life, you will find that your seniors are getting more promotion, you are still struggling, and you may think, I can do the Excel spreadsheet better. You can do Excel spreadsheet better, but what you need to do is to interpret the Excel spreadsheet, perhaps your boss or the senior can do. That's the only difference. As long as you can pick up that means you are Mbappe 24, and yet is able to see where the ball will come. You are Messi already in the year 24. So, experience counts, ladies and gentlemen. That's one learning which I got from this World Cup. Another learning which I got from these football matches when I saw is that in this World Cup, or for the matter of late in the football, if you are seeing IPL, not IPL, yes, IPL, if you're seeing the Premier League in UK, if you're seeing that, there are less shoots into the goal. They are not shooting too much. They are not shooting too much, that's one. Two, the goalkeeper is now a playmaker. Goalkeeper, earlier used to see, if you would have noticed, used to pick up the ball. Today the goalkeeper kicks the ball. Have you noticed? In fact, one or two places in the World Cup also that fellow missed it and a goal got scored. Because what happens in a football, all the players have run up and this goalkeeper can kick the ball in front, then that fellow who is in front can go and score faster. The football matches have all changed. There's something called tactics. That's a great learning, which is business management. You people should get, what is my tactics? You know what is a tactics? The larger word for tactics is strategy. Strategy is what I want to do. For instance, with Coca-Cola, one of the Coca-Cola strategy. Coca-Cola strategy is to enhance the share of throat. And their strategy is to have 1% of share of throat. It's only 1% share of throat. Everything what we drink, the whole mankind drinks, uska 1% is चाहिए. That's all they want. And that will give them a $50 billion business. Now, in order to have that strategy, their tactics was, Coca-Cola was a soft drink company. Their tactics was to bring in drinking water. Now, drinking water से पैसा नहीं बनता है. तो 50 रुपए का बोतल है, 40 रुपए का बोतल है, 20 रुपए के 10 रुपए होगा. तो उससे कैसे पैसा बनेगा? Coca-Cola always makes 50-60% margin. If the product is costing 100, he sells at 200. Simple. That's what Coca-Cola does. So that they can pay humongous money to these film stars to advertise and cricketers to advertise. So what they did, the tactics was, no. So the strategy is to enhance the share of throat, what goes into our throat, and the tactics was to bring in a product called water, not to make money, but water is consumed by all of us. So when a wholesaler or a retailer goes to pick up Coca-Cola, well, like no, picks up water because water is wanted. 10 रुपया का water है, बोले हाँ 1 crate water देगा, लेकिन 1 crore भी coke भी लेना पड़ेगा, तभी पानी मिलेगा. Aquafina is always sold with this water, with the Coca-Cola. You cannot go and buy water without Coca-Cola. Similarly, Pepsi also, same thing. Their tactics is operationalizing strategy. Tactics is operationalizing strategy. And the World Cup showed that tactics was not to keep kicking. No. Kick in the right time so that what happens if you kick the ball and the ball goes outside the goal post, the opposition gets hold of the ball, na? And then they will become the playmaker. That's why they say, just whenever I want, I don't want to kick. I will kick when it is required. You will see, if you just notice your football matches now, they don't kick much, and you will see the goalkeeper is kicking with his feet and not with the hand anymore. Not anymore means much less. So that's called the tactics. That has changed. And the business world has let's put it this way. All of you are here to learn something today. All of you are here. So you got registered, you got yourself registered. Maybe your professors forced you to come here. It's a Saturday again. Jhamela, but waste of time. But irrespective the strategy, obviously your strategy is to learn something. I hope at the end of the day you guys learn something. The tactics was what? Operationalizing of kaise kiya. All of you got up in the morning, took your train, take a bus, came here, sat here, and go through the motion. Hopefully your strategy of learning will be achieved. So that was your tactics, operationalizing your strategy. And another one. In business, and maybe in most things, in this institute also everywhere in the world, there is something called left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. इसको बोलते हैं silo system. Most of the organizations work in silos. A typical silo is a research R&D department of an organization. R&D department क्या करते हैं किसको पता ही नहीं है. Similarly, किसी को R&D भी पता नहीं है मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ. Goal भी पता नहीं है ना. Goal भी पता नहीं है. That goal which we talking about. Silos. This silo system. Whoever broke the silo system in this football World Cup did the best or one of the best. I don't know whether you ever seen the match of Morocco and Japan. Japan and Morocco played separately, of course. If you see a Japanese team play, you will see everybody is doing everyone else's job. Spanish team plays tiki-taka, which means passing among themselves. Beautiful play, and so that they don't give possession of the football to Qatar. Oh, just for information, that match between Spain and Morocco. Spain had 70% ball control. Morocco had only 30%. Morocco scored 3 goals. Spain scored nothing. Just for information. So it's tactics, again tactics. So coming back to silo system. Whichever, as you know, Saudi Arabia beat Argentina in the first match. Whichever these small little teams who were never there in the World Cup and the world map of football, they worked for each other. That means everyone, if I'm a back, I'm a forward or a midfield player, doesn't matter, I will cover up for each other. A game of football, or for the matter of cricket, for that any sports which is a team sport, you will find if a team sport is successful, they are covering for each other. In business, this is a learning called don't have silo system. The silos kills. Silos kill. This is a learning which at least I found. I saw the Japanese team, they did so very well precisely because they were covering for each other. Except the goalkeeper who cannot go out of his marking, everyone was doing each other's job. In spite of the fact they were not physically as tougher and taller and broader and so on and so forth as the Europeans or South Americans are. So you will say, Acha, itna to bataya ki lekin, how do I remember? Okay, one more thing, very important, one more thing. Do you know Morocco went up to semi-finals? And Morocco is the first African Middle Eastern country ever reaching that level, ever. And they were mad. This whole nation, this whole continent went mad. What happened? They celebrated victory. In business, whenever there is success, you need to celebrate it. There is another token in the learning of this, in the football match, especially this World Cup. Argentina lost the first match to perhaps the worst team called Saudi Arabia, not worst, in terms of ranking. In terms of ranking, Saudi Arabia was the 48th rank in the world. There were 32 teams. In the first ranking, Saudi Arabia was the lowest. Beats number 1, Argentina. Argentina would have gone bonkers. They would have got totally demotivated. They are no good. The lowest ranking team beat us. What did Argentina do, you know? With every match, they kept on improving. They figured out what was lacking in the first match and they kept on improving. Therefore, defeat should never demoralize you. Defeat teaches lessons. Every mistake teaches you a lesson. So, ladies and gentlemen, celebrate success. If you do something well, go and have a drink, watch a movie, do that, small little thing, not too much, but little is good, because usually youngsters do too much sometimes. And defeat doesn't mean much in your life, because actually defeat or mistakes does teach us lesson. So if I may just summarize this a little for you, so that you can take away, you will say, how do you remember? I'm no great shakes, I'm like you, put down your experience counts. So the first one was goal. So remember the word G. Goal is very important. Goal. Goal. Next one is A, aggression. Aggression is also defensive. So don't be defensive. Right? Pick it up, it will work. It can work. So aggression. Tactics. You must figure out what's your tactics to achieve my goal. First is goal. You must know what is your goal. Then aggression. You must be aggressive enough. Just can't say, कुछ भी करे सोले ऐसा नहीं होगा. You have to be aggressive. But please understand, aggression doesn't mean aggression should be moderated aggression. You can't go and just fire the shit out of people, go to your boss and get up on the aggression over. Of course, all of you are business school, so you will, I'm sure, understand what I mean by aggression. Obviously, these are all aggression which is reasonable. So we talked about goal, we talked about A, aggression, we talked about T is tactics. Then experience, E, experience, comes. And the last one is S, which is silo system, silos. Silos are great value destroyers. So GATES, this is the learning which you can get from at least the latest World Cup definitely taught me this. There are two more subsets to this is celebrate victory as Morocco did. By the way, Saudi Arabia went a little overboard in celebrating. Their first win, but that's okay. They celebrated, they enjoyed. They promised each player to be given one Mercedes, which was no Rolls Royce. And the next match they lost, and the sports minister said, no, we didn't promise Rolls Royce. So that was not given. By the way, for information, in case you think they got Rolls Royce, they didn't get it because they lost the next match. They thought that they would meet because of this, they would meet and win the next match, but that's not the matter. And defeat always teaches you lessons. So mistakes does give you lessons. So this is one little learning. How much time do I have? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes?
You have all the time.
I have all the time? ऐसा ही करा पूरा रात ही चले जाएगा चले गए. This was because Jyoti told me World Cup football आप देखते थे रात को कुछ उसके बारे में कुछ बता. This is her mistake. If I spoke too much, it's her mistake. Thank you, Jyoti. One more learning. I love watching athletics. And I love watching, well, you will say you are also like that, watching in cricket when India plays. So, in this sports world, there are 3 more learnings, ladies and gentlemen, you must take. One, there are 2 Olympic gold medalists India has given. Abhinav Bindra, you know that. Yeah. Of course, now it's Viraj, right? There are no others. Mr. Bindra, Abhinav Bindra, once he won the gold 2014, I think. He never won anything else. He never even qualified. He never qualified. He was among, let's say, 30-40 shooters. He would be the 30th, 40th. You know what happened? And you will find world champions, they keep winning all the time. They keep winning. Games after games and games after games. This is called the willingness to perform. You know, in your life, you must have the willingness, that desire to do something, always. And classical case I've seen in athletics. Just imagine a 100-meter sprint, which is the most popular athletic sport in the world, lasts 9.8 seconds. That's all, sub 10 seconds. But for the 10 seconds, that man or the woman must have run for 10 years, hundreds of hours for those 10 seconds. For those 10 seconds, anything can go wrong. He or she may be unwell. Mentally, he may have got a news, something has happened. But that 10 seconds, everything counts first 10 seconds. Going to 200 meters, 21 seconds. That's all which counts. Poor little cricketer. ये जो अभी क्रिकेट खेलते हैं, हजारों आदमी, एक बॉल, one little bat, little ear gone, finished. All his work is gone, all her work is gone. But you again need to come back and try it the next time, because you need to have the willingness to perform. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are all young. Just now you have heard, talent is very important, and I want to tell you that, believe me, there's enough job for everybody. There's enough job for everybody. You open the newspaper, WhatsApp message, yesterday, Google fired 12,000 employees.
Yeah.
Google fired 12,000 employees. Yesterday. Google, the best job in the world. If you ask anybody who is the best job in the world, is indeed the Google. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, all of them have now said 2,000, I think 5,000 and 12,000 is Google has said. But that is another matter, I'll come to that. So willingness to perform you must always have. The next which sports gives me a learning and gives you a learning is some the word called attitude. You know what? You have heard of Sachin Tendulkar. You have also heard of Vinod Kambli. I don't know, you must have read, but Vinod Kambli was singularly more talented player than Sachin Tendulkar. Both of them played for the school, against St. Xavier's School over here, and scored 630 runs. Their boss said, Baba, bahut ho gaya, abhi aaja. 630, no. One scored 350, another 350. Vinod Kambli scored 349 or something, and 330 was Sachin Tendulkar, and nobody could. And by the way, Vinod Kambli then played the board and got 6 wickets for 30 runs or something. Vinod Kambli was singularly more talented cricketer, always. But Sachin Tendulkar is god of cricket. Sachin Tendulkar has scored in international matches 100 centuries, 51 in Test and 49 in ODIs. Of course, he couldn't score in T20. He hadn't scored a century in T20. But that's okay. Vinod Kambli scored 7 centuries. That's all. What happened? Vinod Kambli, because he was so talented, he was playing against West Indies. And Vinod Kambli would say, हो जाएगा ना, मैं तो ठीक है, Sachin Tendulkar is a way too छोटा, it's as small, maybe a inch taller than me, or maybe as small, as short as me. So he used to practice day and night. I don't know you are aware, I'm sure you are aware when he was 7 or 8 years of age, every day morning, 365 days, early morning, Shivaji Park he would practice. 365 days that boy, that young boy used to practice. He said, I'm not talented, I need to get the hang of how the ball can touch the bat or the bat can touch the ball. Vinod Kambli said, I know everything, no problem, udhar jaake ho jayega. And every time the bouncer is to come, Vinod Kambli, tap, out. Sachin Tendulkar used to say that every time I will go to the bat because I am not talented, next match I will not get chance, so I must score a century. Moment I score a century, next match हमारा automatic chance आ जाएगा. Vinod Kambli जो हम तो talent है ना, क्या हो जाएगा ना, कोई problem नहीं है. Attitude. Ladies and gentlemen, think of your own school and class. You have all in your class. Where is the first boy and first girl? What is he doing? Have you noticed where is the first boy and first girl? I'm most probably 90% chance the first boy, first girl in his class is not doing well. Most probably. That boy or a girl, extremely talented, but did not have the attitude to succeed. Positive attitude. You know, every time, moment you walk out this room, you must show that I can do everything. First, willingness to perform. Please look at the sports persons. They are just, they are getting defeated, they stand back again, see their eyes in sports, see the eyes of the athletes when they are running, see their eyes, see the boxing matches they play, see the wrestling matches that India does extremely well in wrestling matches. See, of course, there is unfortunate things going on in the Wrestling Federation of India, which is very, very unfortunate. But be as it may, so willingness and a positive attitude. And the last one, which I have learned from the sports, is, let me give you a story first. Virat Kohli. Perhaps the best batsman ever born in the world. Definitely bigger than Gary Sobers. People say Donald Bradman, but those days things were different. But ever born in the world. And Virat Kohli, when he will die, people will say he has never ever, anybody in the world has ever born like Virat Kohli. Now, have you noticed what happened in the last few months? Virat Kohli, 0, 2, 5, 7, out, over. And he used to fight with his wife. Huge problem. Anushka, who is his wife as you know. He would go back and fight with his wife because he's not able to play. Virat Kohli is finished. He's 36 already. And then comes what happened last 2 matches. Century. Of course, not the last one, but 2 matches before. You know what? It's called concentration. You will learn from the athletics, from the sports world, concentration. That the word, when you go down to do your task, whether it is running or boxing or sports or football or cricket, on that you must have a willingness that I will perform, I will succeed, I can do it, which is called attitude, and I will now concentrate, forget everything else and do it. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, as you go on into life, think of these 3, success cannot elude. There's no chance. Believe me. There is nothing else to my mind. You need to learn from this world of sports because it gives us everything. World of sports has taught us so much to the mankind, to the business world. Unfortunately, there is no writing, nobody discusses it. And it's because of her I thought that I must also say that football taught us few. Of course, concentration, willingness, attitude is also in football, for sure, no question about it. But I thought maybe a little aside, just to break the border. I'm sure time has run out, but because you guys are discussing new world of business, new ways of doing business, I want to leave one concept with you, because it's very important. When I was coming, I said, I must share this with you, because maybe you guys don't know. Perhaps you would not look the way, and perhaps many of I may become your enemy. Now, after this little 2 minutes talk, I'm going to talk to you about cryptocurrencies. It's not something I've been told to talk to you, but I want to talk about cryptocurrency. Bitcoin, you must have heard Bitcoin.
Yes.
Many of you may have invested. Anybody invested? No? If I would have asked this question 6 months back, I'm sure I would have had this. 6 महीने में जो खत्म हो गया तो हालत खराब है, ठीक है, अभी नहीं करते. I want to give you this concept, ladies and gentlemen. When technology, business, all this is taught, they will take you something called that crypto is a great thing. Blockchain technology, बहुत अच्छा है. Blockchain से crypto आया, crypto का Bitcoin, shitcoin और आया, बहुत अच्छा है, fantastic. Cryptocurrency is not a currency. It's a fraud.
Yeah.
It's a fraud. It's a big, big fraud. Let me tell you why it's not a currency. If you have in a wallet, a wallet or a purse, you will have 100 rupees. You take the 100 rupees, go to the Starbucks. There is a Starbucks next to I saw. You can get your coffee. In your pocket, you have a cryptocurrency. Go to the Starbucks, and coffee to $1 market. What is this crypto business you are bringing? Ethereum, Bitcoin, ये सब लेके आएगा. बोलेगा नहीं इधर ही नहीं, आपको 100 रुपया दो, कॉफी लेके जाओ, जितना मांगा पी लो, no problem, but we need that money, which means crypto is not widely accepted. You cannot have a currency which is not widely accepted. It's not a currency. Of course it is not, isn't it? That's number one problem. Number two, you have 100 rupees in your pocket. You know with this 100 rupees, I can get a cup of tea in Starbucks. 200 rupees if you have, you will get a coffee in Starbucks. You know that. You knew you got it 1 year back, and you will also get it 1 year later, maybe 10, 20 rupees here and there. $1 is equal to 82 rupees today. It was 81 little earlier, it may be 83, but 81, 82, 83 का आसपास घूमेगा. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, $60,000 one Bitcoin. कभी 50,000, कभी 20,000, कभी 25,000, 30,000, 50,000. अरे ऐसा कैसा होगा? It means it doesn't have stability in the exchange rate. So there cannot be a currency which has no stability. It is not inflation. You will say no. वो तो अर्जेंटीना में भी एक currency होता था जो 1000% inflation होता है. But it is one-way traffic. It is inflation. It doesn't fluctuate like this. Currency cannot do this. Currency can be this or this. That's okay because of the economic conditions of the country. Therefore, it has no stability. And the third one is more profound, and please try to understand this. This is actually the swinging point and why it is not a currency. Currency has a value. I mean, Bitcoin sells at today $20,000, so it's a value, no?
Yes.
Whenever you have a value, whenever there is a value, there has to be demand and supply.
Yes.
You have learned it. Today you go to the flower market, buy 1 dozen of flower for 500 roses for $500. Tomorrow there is a marriage in the town. That 500 rupees का flower will be worth 700 rupees. Why? Flower तो वही निकलेगा, ज़्यादा नहीं निकलेगा. Demand ज़्यादा हो गई, price ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. So there has to be demand and supply. That where the demand and supply intersects, price gets determined. What is the demand of cryptocurrency? Have you ever heard any news? जितना demand होता है, इतना demand होता है. कभी भी newspaper में, WhatsApp जिसमें जो कचरा आता है, टीवी में, न्यूज़पेपर में, अखबार में, किताब में, कभी सुने? क्रिप्टोकरेंसी की डिमांड क्या है? तो डिमांड का कोई आता पता है नहीं. What is the demand for cryptocurrency? Do you know that? Crypto is used 90% by the underworld to buy drugs, arms trading, and terrorism. Let us, for instance, you want to import 1 kg of hashish from Dubai. किसी को बोला वो कहीं तरीके से लेके आ गया दुबई से. पैसा कैसे दोगे? क्रिप्टोकरेंसी में चला जाएगा दुबई में पैसा. hashish trade हो गया, drug trade हो गया. We want terrorism, no problem. We want armaments आ गया. We want to Singapore, have Malaysia, जहाँ से Russia कहाँ भी cryptocurrency मिलता है. कैसे समझना? So we don't know what's going on. You can never know a demand of cryptocurrency. Never ever know. चलो बोले क्या डिमांड तो नहीं है, सप्लाई तो हो जाएगा ना. सप्लाई कभी सुना सप्लाई कौन करते हैं क्रिप्टोकरेंसी? अच्छा इतना सप्लाई, आज इतना सप्लाई, कल इतना सप्लाई था, लास्ट ईयर इतना सप्लाई था, कभी सुना क्या? तो there are so many cryptocurrency records. There are 1200. There used to be about 4,000-5,000. There are still 200, 1,000. There who is creating cryptocurrency. You cannot have the supply. So जिसका डिमांड पता नहीं है, सप्लाई पता नहीं है, तो क्या प्रोडक्ट होगा? प्रोडक्ट हो ही नहीं सकता है ना. Ladies and gentlemen, cryptocurrency is not acceptable worldwide. It is not accepted all the places. It fluctuates in value and there is no demand supply possibility to counter. The value of cryptocurrency is zero. Today Bitcoin, which is $20,000, the actual value is zero. Don't ever touch it. Blockchain technology सीखना चाहिए, but blockchain has not been able to be developed for real world utilization. Blockchain, I don't want to get into what is blockchain, but you may have already known what it is. Blockchain से cryptocurrency बनाया, because blockchain they have not been able to utilize. These some fraudsters developed something called crypto and are making fool of us. You and me. Do not ever touch it. So ladies and gentlemen, some learnings from the world of sports and some learning from crypto. Don't touch it. Thank you.
Any questions, anyone?
Any questions, please?
Yes, ma'am. Listen. No, please don't embarrass me. I stand, you always,
Yeah, good morning, sir.
and I speak, you always know. Yes.
I'm Professor Jyoti Pawar. I'm teaching marketing. Thank you for insightful, speech and guidance related to currencies and all the virtual currencies around which are floating around that. I have a question. Despite the awareness about cryptocurrencies, not the actual currency, there is lot many investors are there. And if you see, even in India, there are quite a few apps which have come up and they are actually marketing cryptocurrencies. So can you tell us, how is it possible that people, they are getting so many investors also? At the same time, we are hearing stories that they are making money out of it also. And there are so many apps around it which are marketing.
In China, crypto has been held illegal. In India, it is not legal. There's a difference between illegal and not legal. In China, if you have crypto in your pocket, you can be jailed. In India, I buy crypto from Bitcoin worth $20,000. Jyoti madam, $20,000. मैं आपको $20,000 दे, लेकिन आप बिटकॉइन दिया ही नहीं, या आप हमको बिटकॉइन दिया, मैं $20,000 को दिया नहीं. You cannot go to the court and exercise your right. You can say it. आप दोनों में settle करो. That's the problem. As most of the countries, first of all, I think the world is still trying to understand what I just said is true or not. And I cannot understand why it is not true. That indeed is true. People like us are not perhaps making the world aware that please stay away. And let us assume for a moment you design something in your computer and say this is worth $10. If Robin is willing to give $10, किसको आता जाता है? And say no, ज्योति मैडम बोलेगा $10 आज है, कल $100 हो जाएगा, कुछ हो जाएगा क्या? चलो $10 में दे दो, लेकिन $100 क्यों होगा? ये तो नहीं कोई पूछा, लेकिन हो जाए. Because crypto world, they are very good speakers, they are great marketing, great marketeers. They are now selling NFT. Day before yesterday, there was a big function, because I heard, of the best online influencers, day before yesterday, where one person from Taiwan apparently gave a speech of 1 hour on NFT and people bought NFT. What is NFT? Crypto तो है ना? What is painting एक कंप्यूटर में होगा तो क्या होगा? So what? हमारा पेंटिंग होगा कंप्यूटर में. How does it matter? नहीं इसको भाव बढ़ेगा. ये है लालच. ये लालच जब तक हमारा दिमाग से नहीं जाएगा, and people can sell stories. Unfortunately, this demon called crypto is around. It should be held illegal. For whatever reason, it is not being held illegal, because the moment you held illegal, okay, I know I'm talking too much. Should speculation, betting be illegal or legal? In India, betting is illegal. But why not make it legal? Because betting is legal all over the world. ये जो क्रिकेट मैच पे बैटिंग करते हैं, I can bet with you, madam, कि लिफ्ट आता है, when the lift is coming up, I am in the 4th, 5th floor, it will not stop in 3rd floor. If it starts in 3rd floor, I will give you 10 rupees, you give me 10 rupees. It is betting. Anything is betting. Betting is illegal in India. Moment it is illegal, there is underworld transactions, the government doesn't get anything. Today, because it is not so-called illegal, the government hopefully is collecting the GST, because now GST is payable on crypto. So government is collecting some money. So illegal कर दे तो वो under होगा, GST में नहीं मिलेगी. So it's $1 million question. I think people should understand that we should stay away for it. If you want to play 1 or 2% betting करते रहते हैं, that's okay. I wouldn't suggest more than 2% of your wealth. More than 5% don't invest in gold. More than 5% of your wealth don't invest in gold, because gold is only bought by Indian women and Chinese women. Foolish we are, unfortunately. Nobody else buys gold. Only we buy gold. What is there in gold? ये gold का चक्कर क्रिप्टो करेंसी वाले दिखाते हैं. If gold is likely currency, why not crypto currency? वो भी देखो gold का वैल्यू कितना बढ़ता है, क्रिप्टो करेंसी क्यों नहीं बढ़ेगा? अरे gold you can see there is a demand supply. There is a demand, there is a supply, there is acceptability, and it doesn't fluctuate like this. It doesn't. So it is a so-called currency in some form. Gold was a currency sometime or the other. It was a currency. So to cut the long story short, why it is not, government is not declaring illegal? Because they are collecting taxes. And moment you do illegal, वो underground चला जाएगा, and जो भी चल रहा है नहीं होगी. And the world today, the IMF and the IMF is trying to figure out how to make it, crypto is tomorrow for sure, how to make it legal. But they have not been able to figure it out. You know, the currency which our Reserve Bank of India just floated, which is called Central Bank Cryptocurrency, Digital Currency, CBDC. It is not a cryptocurrency. It is nothing. It is what B2B. That means when I have a mobile, I want to pay to a Starbucks. I go to Starbucks, get 100 rupees. What happens? I pay him that digital signature goes to a bank, and from bank it goes to Starbucks. Within microsecond, the message goes up to our bank and comes down. If it is CBDC, it will go directly. I have a CBDC account, Starbucks has a CBDC account, I pay, thak karke CBDC account, Starbucks ka paas pahunch jayega. But it is not crypto. Crypto is something different. Crypto, they are trying to make speculation out of nothing, from the air. So till the world has not been able to figure out how to make it legal and yet go into the new world, I think we are years away. So don't spend too much time on it. It is actually a big fraud for mankind.
Highlights of the conference.
Hello.
Mr. Anurag Mehrotra. Our keynote speaker, Mr. Robin Banerjee, Dr. Jasmeet Kaur ma'am, Dr. Kiran Mangaonkar sir, Dr. Bedi sir, our chair track, my conclave and conference team members, our partners AIMS, MTISA and Mumbai University, researchers, budding researchers, faculty members and dear students. As convener of this two-day event, that's the Multidisciplinary Conclave and International Research Conference, it is my privilege to share my observations about the event. I'll begin by quoting David Sarnoff, the pioneer of American radio and TV. He said, and I quote him, "Research is the distance between idea and its realization." And with this thought, we initiated this two-day event. Yesterday, we had a multidisciplinary conclave where eminent speakers from the industry came and spoke on a wide range of topics, starting from luxury cars to supply chain management to contemporary practices in HR world. Now, coming to today's event, I'm happy to inform you that we have finalized 52 research papers for our conference. We received these entries from across India and different countries across the globe. For the first time, we have done collaborative bifunctional research between researchers here in India and Canada, US, among other countries. The participants have done full justice to the theme, that's the contemporary practices in business management. We had the researchers touched on wide range topics, for example, rural education or women's financial empowerment. There's a researcher who has investigated the impact of stress and stress on sleep and the different sleep disorders, use of native language in online shopping, digital transformation of small and medium enterprises, specific reference to mobile. So, as I mentioned, the researchers, they touched on a selected wide range of topics. And now we've reached it's time to showcase their work. So I'll request our dignitaries, I request Mr. Robin Banerjee, Dr. Bedi, Dr. Jasmeet Kaur and Dr. Mangaonkar sir, please come forward and release the e-conference proceedings of the event. Yes, which is moving on. The International E-Journal of Library Science is the brainchild of our library. The first issue was released in December 2012. Since then, it's been an ongoing journey. The International Journal of Library Science is a peer-reviewed journal published twice a year. That the two issues come in the month of June and December with an ISSN number 2319992X. The journal has been accredited with High Impact Factor by International Innovative Journal Impact Factor, SGIF, and by PIF. The journal is indexed with the ProQuest database under the Library and Information Science, Abstract at LISA. Today we are releasing the latest issue with articles from eminent library professionals. I request the dignitaries to please come and release the journal. Request our chair track to please come forward. Divya ma'am, Aruna ma'am, Shilva sir, Samir Francis sir, please come forward and just join the. Thank you. Please come forward. Sir, please come in. Please come in. Praveen sir, please.
Track online will be conducted over here, that is room number 504. Management track offline will be conducted in room number 502. And library and information science track will take place in room number 503. Post the technical session, we will have a lunch break at 1 p.m. and the lunch will be served in the canteen at the basic. All are requested to assemble.
Conference which was inaugurated this morning, and the theme, as you all know, yesterday we had multidisciplinary conclave and the theme was contemporary issues in business management. So for that, to chair today's conference, this technical session, the online session, we are blessed, we are fortunate that we have the best in the industry, people who taught people research, many faculty members and students. I think we couldn't have had a better resource person for the same. And for that, we have with us Dr. Mrs. Aruna Vinay Deshpande, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us and gracing this international conference online track. And we have with us another jury member, Dr. Govind P. Shinde, sir, who works as a director at the HK Institute of Management Studies and Research. And a warm welcome to both of you from our side. And now I request Dr. Sushma Patil, ma'am, faculty in charge operations at JNIMS, and the lady behind this entire conference who have been working hard for the last 2 months. I request ma'am to felicitate Dr. Mrs. Aruna Vinay Deshpande, ma'am, from our side with a token of appreciation and love from JNIMS family. Ma'am, could you please come this side so that we could have a nice picture? Both of you, please come this side. Thank you, Deshpande, ma'am. Students, if you have a huge Thank you so much, ma'am. To speak about ma'am, I think she's seen years, she's seen many students like you all, mentored many faculty members like me. She is currently a professor at University of Mumbai, Alkesh Dinesh Modi Institute for Financial and Management Studies. She is currently the Secretary of Women Development Cell, University of Mumbai. An industry and teaching experience of 27 years, including 19 years as an academician, specialized in human resource management and general management. She's attended the masterclass series on cracking the code of employee value proposition. Yes, and something which is, I think yesterday there was a student who asked a question on diversity. Her PhD research topic is on workforce diversity and employee performance. She's a certified ICC member of Diversity and POSH and has conducted gender audit, a career and professional counselor for many students like you who have done it, and that's something which is pretty close to her heart. She's a PhD guide for Mumbai University in Management. 4 students have cleared PhD under her guidance, and currently 7 students are under her guidance. A committee member on the HR Board of Studies. So the HR subjects that you study, she's the lady behind it, somebody who designs the HR syllabus for the undergraduate and postgraduate courses for University of Mumbai and University of Pune. She's arranged, like we see this conference happening, she's been an active member, somebody who's designed and executed a lot of national and international seminars, conferences. She has an executive certification in sexual harassment prevention and workforce diversity from the West Bengal National University of Judicial Sciences. And yes, let me tell you, it's not just academics that she's made a mark, but there are a lot of corporate organizations who invite her to be to work as an external committee member for ICC. She's attended, and it's not just in India where she has her footprints, be it the Harvard Business School at Boston. She has been a part of a lot of other academic institutions of high repute. She's traveled to China, Singapore, US, Australia, Europe, an executive body member and treasurer of NIPM Mumbai chapter. And I request you all students that you also could be a member of this body so that you also could get an opportunity to get an insight on HR as a profession. A life member of institutions like HEF, NHRD and NIPM. I think a voracious reader and a writer. A lot of subjects and a lot of topics that are to her credit. But yes, I would say that a teacher at heart, a mentor who has mentored many students like you and faculty members across the length and breadth of India. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us today. And all your experiences someday soon, and we are going to listen to ma'am post all the presenters because our presenters are eagerly waiting today. Yes, apart from ma'am, we also have a subject matter expert in the area of research, and that's respected Dr. Govind P. Shinde sir, who's currently the director at HK Institute of Management Studies and Research. Areas of interest and specialization is marketing, finance and commerce. A rich academic experience of 24 years. He was also the in-charge director of a lot of academic institutions in Mumbai. With regards to his academic credentials, he's also completed his PhD in management science. Apart from all this, there are a lot of accreditation work which happens in business schools and the academic institutions, and he's the man behind that, be it the NBA or the NAC accreditation. He's been invited as a subject matter expert, as well as he's involved right from the conceptual to the final execution part of it. Subjects, the array of subjects that he teaches are wide, which is right from costing to global HR and to industrial relations. I think that's quite a lot. So we have a guru here. The research papers that he's presented in national as well as international, a lot of books, a lot of conferences, articles, and yes, a special mention, the awards that he has till now. He's also a member of a lot of associations. He's evaluated 18 PhD theses, something which is like, you know, you understand, I'm sure you would have seen how a PhD thesis looks like. So he is also, there are a lot of PhD students currently under his able guidance. He's also a subject matter expert for 13 areas. So you can imagine, and yes, for the work that he's done, a lot of organization has supported him, be it University of Mumbai and NABARD, for the research work that sir is known in the research fraternity. Apart from that, something which I would like to make a mention is he's an examiner and paper setter at University of Mumbai and a lot of other academic institutions. Apart from that, he's a panel member at ICSI Navi Mumbai chapter. So students, you have 2 great resource persons here, and I would urge and request you that you kindly connect with both of them post sessions as to how do you go about becoming a member of these associations. And of course, there are a lot of things that we can learn from both the gurus out here. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us for this online track. And we begin with the first. Yes. So I request my dear student to kindly welcome Dr. Shinde with the token of appreciation and love and gratitude from GNMS family. Thank you so much. And yes, this session is incomplete without all you presenters. Thank you so much for joining in. You have your time, your other limitations, but you took time and logged in beforehand. Thank you so much for joining us. This international conference would have been incomplete without your participation and support. So we move ahead with the presenters right now. But before that, let me give you a fair idea. So we have our jury members waiting, and we have the first presenter in the online track today, respected Dr. Parul Nagi from Core Function Outsourcing, and the area on which she has worked for this is strategy and business orientation. Yes. So all the presenters, for your information, the jury members are here, and the parameters on which you all would be evaluated is originality of content, relevance of the theme of the conference, which is contemporary issues in business management, appropriateness of the research or the study, the research methods that you have used, findings and results, the presentation, your communication skills and the way you put forth your idea, neatness and the logical flow of the PowerPoint presentation you made, and yes, the question answer that the jury would ask. So in all, you would be evaluated out of 25. So this is the scoring and the evaluation criteria. Could we start now? So the first presenter is Dr. Parul Nagi, ma'am. So you can start presenting your presentation, your PowerPoint presentation, please. I request you to also unmute yourself right now, and I request the other participants if you could please mute yourself. You could put your video on, but kindly mute yourself so that we don't disturb the presenter. Thank you.
Am I audible?
You are absolutely fine, ma'am. We are able to hear everything that you say.
And I've just shared the PPT with you. Are you able to view that as well?
Your PowerPoint slide that you are asking us, right?
Yes. Yes.
So the PowerPoint slide we are not able to see, but our IT team is working on that.
Alright, just a second.
Could you, ma'am, all is fine. Dr. Nagi, with the jury member, ma'am is saying that if you could just...
No. If you want, we would like to see her also.
Okay, fine. So all is well, ma'am. Wish you all the best. Ma'am, do we start?
Is there a time limit for
Yes, we have a time
presentation?
limit,
Yes.
and that is
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Rules and regulations are made to the
Yes. So Ms. Nagi, you have a time limit of 8 minutes.
Oh, okay. So, alright, sorry. The timer with the clock is...
We are just saying it. If a jury member allows, we go ahead with the time limit this way.
Okay, alright.
Okay, so thank you so much.
Shall I start?
Yes, please.
Alright. So, warm greetings to Reverend panel on the board, dignitaries, academicians, and all dear audience who are part of this international conference. Myself, Dr. Parul Nagi, Assistant Professor of Business Administration from the Institute of Management, Faridabad, am going to present my research paper titled Core Function Outsourcing Strategy and Business Orientation. So first of all, outsourcing is a very, very big, major decision for companies which they take based on their business objectives. And outsourcing can be for two kinds of activities. They can be either core activities or for downsizing And as such, if we see, non-core activities are essential, but they are mainly to save cost or management's bandwidth. But core activities are really essential and critical, and they do give competitive advantage to any company. So, as such, outsourcing companies, they need to know the key parameters, what their clients will be looking in for them, so that they could be finalized at the outsourcing client, and that's, they can be part of the business. So over here, I have given two terms. One is vendor, that is the one outsourcing company, and clients, the ones who are going in for the outsourcing company. So over here in my research, I have developed a self-evaluation instrument. So this self-evaluation instrument is going to help the vendors, the outsourcing companies, to see where they stand, and based on that, they can do the improvement so they can be there in the market. So just for understanding the difference between core and non-core, I took the help of Jeffrey A. Moore dealing with from the model from dealing with Darwin book. So if you can see, there are core and context. So my study is basically focused on core mission critical and core non-mission critical quadrants. So, for example, to understand core activity, any software product company, they are outsourcing their software development process or testing process for outsourcing. So that could be one example of core outsourcing. Another can be industrial products manufacturer. They are outsourcing product development or again testing and analysis of their various designs by the engineering companies, outsourcing. There can be automotive product companies outsourcing major part of their design to engineering. So for example, say Nissan company, they do the design part, the prototyping part of the model, and further for checking on the further design and viability, all that they outsource. So these were a few examples of core activities. And over here, my paper is an attempt to study key parameters, outsourcing client companies whom I have called as clients, and they look for partner companies, what I call for vendors. So vendors would be using evaluation model instrument based on the parameters where they stand, and this is going to be very, very helpful for startups, for small or mid-scale companies who are targeting for outsourcing market as their business grows. And the self-evaluation instrument will help them to find and identify the areas where the improvement can be done. So my study was exploratory in nature, and the sample was 35 top executives, vendor companies. They were interviewed, and the parameters first were few were assumed and few were taken, picked from the conversation based on the interaction, and based on that the parameters were identified for the evaluation instrument. And there were certain even live cases, they were also discovered, how the companies, the clients, what all things they are looking for in their business. So as you can see the profile, so I have taken different sizes under 50, 50 to 100, 101, 500, over 500 size companies. And the industries were engineering, industrial automation, service development, building information modeling, communication design consultancy, and business process management. So over here, the initial assumed parameters were selected to identify the parameters. Further, they were verified when the interactions were happening and ranks were given. and based on ranking, individual parameters were assigned weights, and this was calculated by a self-derived formula by me, and based on that formula, you can self-evaluate your own self, that where you are standing, you can rate yourself, and you can explore the areas for improvement to their destiny. So based on my findings, my research, my findings were overall 7 block parameters were explored. So they were number 1, knowledge and expertise, capacity management, human resources, processes, contracts management, total cost of outsourcing, and time zone. So these were the 7 main block parameters, and under these main parameters, I have some further, parameters under all these block of parameters. So based on this, they are going to rank the sub-parameters. After ranking, the weights are assigned, and through the formula, you are going to get the exact weighted average. So as you can see, according to vendors, for clients, the major block, so the most important block for client was human resource. So as you can see, 31% is given, human resources got rank 1, and the weighted average, what was being given, so based on that, 0.21. So human resource was the most important critical major block for the clients from the vendors, followed by knowledge and expertise and processes and so on. So further now I will be elaborating under each block parameters, the different sub-parameters. So under human resource related parameter, the 5 sub-parameters identified were quality of the staff, pension management, client cultural integration, learning management, and staff training. So over here, it is really, really interesting to note that, over here, the clients are giving focus on client cultural integration. So they are not going it for, cost, but they're going for client cultural integration. They are working, they want seamless integration of their internal team to the vendors, and they want team, driven culture.
Ms. Nagi?
Yes.
I'm really sorry to interrupt you. Ma'am, do we go ahead with the question answer? Or let her conclude. Okay. So, the jury has said that kindly conclude your presentation because the allotted 8 minutes is over. So, if you could please conclude.
Just give me 1 or 2 minutes more and I'll be winding it up.
Yeah? Yes, ma'am.
Alright, thank you. Yes. So this was for human resource parameter, then this was for processes related parameter, then it was knowledge and expertise related parameter, then delivery capacity, over here again ramp up planning, training, that was given importance, then was total cost of outsourcing related parameters. So, and then was contract management, these were the sub-parameters, and this is an overview of the entire model. So this is just a screenshot, the main block parameters, then sub-parameters. Based on that, the weights are given, then the rankings are given, and the weighted average score is received. So, a dummy sample was done. So if you see, this is 2.80 over here, the total, the company has valued itself. So the score guide is there, so you can judge where you stand, and based on that you can do your improvement. And this was again another dashboarding instrument of these block parameters. So over here my findings were key findings that overall block parameters, HR was the most important one. Knowledge and expertise is valued a lot by the client. From the processes parameter, quality of the work delivery that matters the most. And cost of outsourcing is not much of importance if the things are managed efficiently. So this was another timeline what I have proposed, that various stages of outsourcing industry observation. So the past was outsourcing used to go on cost savings. Then present scenario is you are going looking for efficiency improvement. And the future of outsourcing is value addition. So people are focusing on problem solving and solutions driven. They want the entire thing to be taken care of by the outsourcing company. The important thing about outsourcing or global outsourcing is that it becomes a very powerful tool to leverage talent, improve productivity, and reduce work cycles. Azim Premji said very rightly. Thank you so much.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Overall presentation was too good, no doubt. As far as your research methodology is concerned, I think you are lacking somewhere, right? Okay. The next thing is that the sample size which you have taken, it is only 35.
Yes, yes.
It is too less.
So that is my limitation actually, this is because, the people who were interviewed, they were top executives and they, even if you send them emails, they don't reply. And, they are the top people, getting time from them, interacting with them. So this is limitation of this present paper. But I am future going to, long it up as with more interviews and future, this is a maximum time what I could interview people based on their availability. So I am going to increase the number of respondents and future, if things go well, I'm going to patent this instrument.
Okay. And, during your presentation, you should have somewhere mentioned your study is somewhere a sector specific study. Isn't it? You have not mentioned anywhere.
So sir, see, I mentioned about the different, automation industry or software industry. So this is a general tool. It's not industry specific.
Madam, outsourcing is not applicable for all the industries, right? The demand of outsourcing is more in software industry or IT industry than the other industries, isn't it? So the your results may differ.
Yeah.
So I can, I'm taking your input in a very positive sense, and I can make instrument industry specific rather than general.
Correct.
I can make this instrument industry specific, so based on that they can pick, evaluate themselves on those specific parameters.
Yeah, is it your PhD research topic or?
No. I'm a professor myself. Yeah. So for this conference specifically, I have written this paper.
Yeah, hello, Bali. Good paper. Yeah, good work. But as Sir rightly said, we need to focus on the area of outsourcing based on the sectors and based on the functional parameters that you are evaluating on. It has to be a structured model. Okay. What you said that you have prepared your own quantitative formula for that.
Yes.
Okay. I really appreciate your initiative. I really appreciate your concept on working on this thing. But when you go to look at this model of outsourcing, and tomorrow even if you say when you are applying for patent, as you said, it has to be specifically application oriented. Okay. So only giving this, see what did you do? You randomly selected 35 of them and 35 employees, and you randomly asked them these questions and then you evaluate it. That doesn't, here you have to structure it. Okay? The evaluation part I am okay with it. Okay, the quant. But when you talk of the data collection, be specific. Either it has to be sector wise or it has to be functional data. Okay. So be very focused. When you are applying for patent for this type of model, they would like to look at the application.
Right.
ऐसे आप किसी को भी नहीं पूछ सकते, लेकिन teaching we outsource, we call visiting faculty to teach.
Yes.
तो आप sector specific you just emphasize on.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so identify. Yeah, identify. As Sir rightly said, identify these sectors. whether it's IT or whether even if it is the ancillary in your automobile or manufacturing sectors, or in functional industries, the functional outsourcing agencies. So be specific.
Yes.
And
So,
the quantitative part I really appreciate. I mean, I can see the logical flow in that. But this side is not convincing. Collection
I have
of data.
well taken the note, ma'am, and definitely this is going to be very helpful because this particular paper I have written just for this conference. So no previous work was done when this international conference brochure was floated. So this idea just struck me and I started working on it. And while I was working, so I felt, that it can be, taken forward. And I'm very glad that two such people are there whose input very, effective and very strong input I have got. And it is going to be very helpful for me to, make it go forward. So I am going to work and make it, as sir and you have said, I am going to make it sector specific. And I will do my research then, based on that, picking executives from that particular line itself and developing the parameters, and then this evaluation and all can go on.
Okay, one more question.
Yes.
How many papers you have studied? How many papers you have gone through before deciding your topic? Like, how it is different from other studies?
So, sir, as such, I am teaching the subject of strategic management in my institute. So, reading some papers, some articles, hearing
You have not mentioned anywhere, that is literature review. I am talking about literature review. You have not mentioned in your PPT or presentation anywhere.
Yeah.
So I have gone through certain, articles, I have gone through certain, research papers for that. But I did not mention in the paper for secondary research basically because the instruments what I made, that was the focus. So that's the reason I did not mention about the secondary data. But otherwise, yes, based on different articles what I have read, so based on that, I was focused on this particular topic.
Madam, literature review is the base to start your research further.
Yes,
Go
yes.
ahead with your research, madam, to find out the gap. Literature
Yes,
review is
yes.
first.
No, I did went through the papers, but I have not mentioned in the PPT, but I did.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
To be kindly online, and we now go on to our next presenter, Dr. Ankita Srivastava. And I request all the presenters kindly speak your name and from which institution you are and the title of your work as well. So Ms. Nandi, if you could please tell our jury members the institution affiliation that you have.
Yes.
And the title so that they could also have the same.
Yes. So I am assistant professor, business administration from AZ Institute of Management, Faridabad.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation and your
Thank you
contribution
so
to
much.
this
It was
international
good
conference.
having there.
Same. Yes. So now I request Dr. Ankita Srivastava to be ready for her presentation. Yes. Are you ready? Are you able to share your presentation? Yes.
Can you see that?
Yes, it's happening. It's happening.
Okay. So should I start?
Yes, we can start.
Thank you so much, the organizers for giving us this opportunity. And good morning to all the audience and the jury members.
Yeah, could you just, ma'am, if you could just enlarge your screen or do
I
full
have
screen
done
from your
some-
side?
So
There are-
I have stopped a little bit further.
Just click on slideshow. Kindly check the presentation, which could last for 8 minutes, followed by a
Yeah,
question
sure.
answer.
Sure. Thank you so much, the participants and the organizers. other representatives. I am Dr. Arpita Shrivastava. I am working as an assistant professor in the School of Business Studies for the Deepdayal University. It is situated in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Today my topic is, the paper title is Focusing on Indian Gen Zers to predict the relationship between influencer marketing and purchase behavior. I try to wrap up in 8 minutes, so I just want to show the flow of the presentation. Hello. Hello. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you are audible. You can carry on.
Okay. I have just changed the slides to just confirm. I hope it is visible to everyone. I am just showing the flow of the presentation.
No, we can't see the change slide. Just reshare it again.
Okay, fine. So I have stopped sharing and trying to share once again.
Yes, ma'am. So there is explanation of your
This part. Yes, just yeah.
Is my screen?
You're right.
Yes, we can see now.
Now you can see?
Yeah.
Okay, so the presentation will start from introduction and it will end to the final conclusion. One by one, I will introduce all of them. So, talking about influencer marketing and business. Influencer marketing is a contemporary term. You can say it is the extension of the previous word of mouth which used to be there. And when we talk about Gen Z, according to the Pew Research Center, Generation Z consists of people born between 1997 and 2012. So I think we see their age will be around 24 to 25 segment. So 13 to 24 age segment. Talking about the research objective, my objective of the study is to study the influencer marketing concept and its influence on the current young generation, and also to empirically examine the impact of demographic characteristics on Gen Z's perception towards influencer marketing. How I reach to these objectives? Actually, we have studied more than 50 research papers, and we found the research gap. All of them have not been mentioned here, so we have just mentioned few major papers. But the research gap which we found in this particular review is that everyone has talked about the influencer marketing, its influence, but Gen Z, specifically for the age group of 13 to 24 year age, people have not discussed on these points. So our target group is very unique, and hence we had just chosen these objectives which I have just previously mentioned. Research methodology, talking about the research methodology, it is a quantitative study, and where we have chosen the young Indian generation between 13 to 24 year age. The sampling method is non-probability sampling method, where we have used quota sampling method. Why? Because we wanted to keep a filter on the age group. And the area of the study, for the study is Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar. We had prepared a structured questionnaire, survey questionnaire, which we had distributed by using two means, that is physically and also in the Google form. We have approached few schools and colleges to get this data. The circulation of the questionnaire was done to more than approximately 667 students, including schools and colleges. But the response which we could collect, that was 247 only. And it was further when we had cleaned the data, only 225 response was there, which was suitable for using for the further analysis. Research hypothesis, if I talk about, we have formulated certain hypotheses that what is the impact of awareness, what is the impact of age and their genders on the way they are thinking about their perception towards influencer marketing, like awareness related to different content, and also the trustworthiness of that particular influencer marketing content when they are watching, and also to understand that how these viewers are are using different platforms for their business. So talking about the results and analysis, we have for each particular hypothesis which I have formulated, we have done the testing. So basically, Excel was used to calculate this. For Chi-Square, I could not use Excel because Excel does not get that option and it was paper, so I have to use other methods of calculating the Chi-Square. So my result says that talking about age and their awareness level, there is no association between age and awareness level with respect to influencer marketing on social media. Same goes with the gender also. The result says that there is no association between gender and awareness levels with respect to influencer marketing on social media. Then I try to understand the impact, the difference between male gender-wise and age group-wise. Here also I could not get significant result, and the p-value was greater than 0.05. So my study concluded that they were not significant, and there is no significant difference between gender and their perception towards the trustworthiness of influencer marketing. Also, gender-wise, I got a similar result. Hence, gender-wise also I got a similar result, and this is the usage pattern of Gen Z towards using social media platforms. All these results I have just included in my major findings. So my findings says that actually if we see Gen Zers, whether they are in the early stage of their age or they are in the late stage of being Gen Zers, or gender-wise, we could not find out any difference in their thinking. So, target audience, if I just talk about the major findings, target group finds influencer marketing very useful. Most of them are on Instagram and the YouTube. The particular categories of following, that this type of influencers they follow, that is beauty and fashion, sports and well-being and fitness. So this was a major finding of my study. My conclusion of this research says that it is a very beneficial study for various companies when they amass new customers and to market their products to their or services to them. Why? Because there is a boom in social media platforms, and also the user patterns are changing every day. So this study is contributing in this particular direction. So I have, that was a major conclusion. I'm just trying to wrap up this time. And these are the references which I have included in my research. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I will welcome the questions of the
You can just tell them 1 minute is remaining.
She's completed it.
Yeah, she's completed.
Finished?
That's fine.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, what's your good name? Ankita?
Yes,
I will
Dr.
get that.
Ankita Srivastava.
Okay, Dr. Ankita, can you tell me what exactly is the difference in between the marketing influencer and the viral marketing?
The marketing influencers, we say, they are not organic. Whereas the viral marketing influencers become organic. So marketing influencers, they get paid for promoting or endorsing certain products, like RJ Karishma is one example. So initially she used to make her videos, and now she has also started endorsing the products or certain apps and services.
Okay, if you go through your topic, right?
Yes.
I think your topic itself is a complicated one, right? It is not that much clear. Whatever you have written in your presentation, like your objectives and hypothesis, there is, I think, something is lacking in that.
Okay, can you please, can you elaborate,
Okay, let it be. Next thing is you have taken the sample size from the age group of 13 to 24. Why this?
Yes. So because the Gen Zers falls in this generation, and all the studies that I had reviewed, in that study already they had used different type of age group, but no one had specifically talked about the Gen Z. That's why I had taken this issue.
Okay, your study seems it's a general study, isn't it? You have not done any specific research on that. You have not selected any specific product for doing the study.
It is a general study, but under this particular study, even the different type of product categories have been used, where we have checked the relevance of these product categories and the followers, where it is given more.
So can you tell me one thing? What will be the impact of advertising on market influencer? Advertising of a product. Advertising of a product on a social media, what kind of impact will be there on the marketing influencer? Continuous approach towards doing the advertisement. That is hammering, you can say hammering of a product advertisement. So what will be the impact on marketing influencer of the advertising?
So sir, you are asking that already advertised product and how it is impacting the influencers, not viewers. Hello. So your question is how it will impact the influencers or how it will impact the viewers?
Impact the influencers, marketing
The influencers who are already endorsing the product. So sir, influencers, though this particular thing have not been studied in this, but then also I will try to predict this, that when the products are already in the maturity stage, and when or in the growth stage, and when they are advertised, and when these influencers get a chance to further promote these products, they may also increase their credibility, because a kind of maturity level of the product or the brand along with the image of the influencer will enhance the credibility of the influencer. That is what I am predicting. But because I have not empirically proven it, I cannot say with full confidence unless until I prove it.
Yes, Ankita, good work. But as Sir also said, even I am not convinced with it. Okay, and the topic that you are saying is focusing on Indian Gen Z consumers to predict the relationship between influencer marketing and purchase behavior. So when we talk of, what we as examiners, what we were waiting was that what are the different influencers or who are the different influencers that you have studied? One. Another thing, what are the different products which have an impact on Gen Z are studied? I mean, as an outsider, we would like to know, we were eager to know what is it. Yours was just a basic study where you just said Gen Z randomly, Lilia from the age group of 14 to this, and just are you watching this, are you watching as per the influencers advertisements or your any product? A random study tha. No, and then you bifurcated it in terms of gender and age group. I mean, you are a doctor, yaar. We need some valid, any marketer who would look at this model of yours. They need to feel that how it will help them to promote their product or which influencer will help them to promote their product. एक तो product specific बनाओ, influencer specific बनाओ, take it at a general level also. You can take products like perfumes. Don't get into one company. But how they are, like some valid base hona hai, where we can see that Gen Z is more on the product level, using it for the social media they are using it, or for they are just watching the reels. I mean, somewhere I was not clear with it. Yeah, so I would like you to fine tune your research. I appreciate the flow and everything was perfect, but when it comes to application, see, it is research. please be very, very specific. You know, when the person who is reading the research should gain something from it. Yeah, we know that Gen Z and gender-wise, so your result only showed that there is no impact.
Yes.
So that shows that, you know, be specific, fine tune it. The next step, you go ahead with the same data of yours, but fine tune it with the product and fine tune it with the social media that you are using. Okay, in the end, during conclusion, you said that you have used either YouTube or Insta. But we would like to know whether which is more influential for the Gen Z.
And that I have included in my latest
I know.
that
I saw it in the conclusion part. So when we were looking at your analysis, we wanted to see that. At least I wanted to see that. Okay.
it was there. I have mentioned there, but anyways, I am taking your suggestion. There is taking your suggestion, and I will surely by the one.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Srivastava, and I'm really glad that the jury member has also shared their inputs with you. And thank you, dear students, for your acknowledgement and appreciation for the genuine work of the researchers out here gathered for this conference. And we move ahead with the next presenter, eagerly waiting for her turn to come, which is Dr. Sarika Jain. We have a fellow colleague, Ms. Kinjal as well, joining in for this presentation. So we start the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, Ms. Kinjal, you are audible.
I'm Sarika here. I am submitting this paper along with my student. I'm Dr. Sarika. I'm a professor and assistant academic with Ram Institute of Management Studies. The title, I first of all would like to thank the organizers.
Sorry to interrupt you. Could you just check on your audio a little? We are able to hear you, but just a little bit of clarity will help us to listen to you very clearly. A little bit.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, this is better. The volume is a little better now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So the title of our presentation today is evaluating the impact of work-family conflict on job satisfaction and turnover intentions, a study of hotel employees. Can you please change the slide? The intent for us to take this study is the hotel employees who are largely been affected in this phase, wherein we have realized that they've been working very long hours. The choices of the food bloggers have made people to try and test new options every time, and at the same time, it has been impacting the lives of these people. So I would like, so we have taken in our study dependent variable as turnover intentions and job satisfaction, and we are trying to test the impact of work-family conflict of the hotel employees in this research paper. Can you please start with the introduction, please?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, the Indian hospitality sector has emerged as one of the key industries for the growth of the service sector in the Indian economy altogether. So, this sector almost employs around 2.5 million people, and this is supporting various other industries also. So then moving ahead, the hospitality industry is characterized these days with long working hours, and they have to extend their shift schedules. This means that the employees might be required to work over and above their shift hours, which is traditionally known as family time. So further to increase this, there is an increase in the trend of the food lovers and also people creating content on food, the families in the Indian families have also started increasing their visit to hotels, and it is also visible these days. So the employees in the hotel industries have to be on guard even on weekdays or weekends to serve their customers, which is obviously hampering their work and family balance. So which has proven to be a major challenge. So most of the employees are getting affected to balance their work and family, which is being manifested during their productivity, and it is more often that they are not motivated by it. Then when we talk about the work-family conflict is not, just that the employee is not able to balance out his work and the family requirements that are there. So we have studied the literature review. So this is work-family conflict is a kind of conflict when the family responsibility become more important than the work responsibility or vice versa. And then talking about job satisfaction. Job satisfaction is nothing but how an individual perceives his or her work, whether he is happy doing his work or he is demotivated or how is he perceiving. So, job satisfaction is the amount of pleasure or contentment associated with a particular job a person or an individual is doing. Then talking about the turnover intention, the intent to leave the organization, it can be two ways. Either the employee is intending to leave the organization, or it can be other way where the employer believes that the employees are not so contributive, and which means that employees do not feel good about it and they intend to leave the organization. So turnover intention is defined as a conscious and a deliberate willingness to leave the organization by Chet and Lear in 1993. So further I would request the Sarika Ji to continue.
The present study has these following objectives: to assess the impact of work-family conflict on the satisfaction of hotel employees, and to assess the impact of work-family conflict on turnover intentions. The scope of study is confined to hotel employees in Mumbai. 3-star and 4-star employees were taken as a sample for this study. Overall, 200 employees were reached out to, out of which 158 responded, leading to a turnout rate of 79%. You can go back to the previous slide. The hypothesis for the current study is, we have taken null and alternate for both the hypotheses that we have taken for the purpose of the study. So I'm just going ahead with the alternate one at the moment. I'm sorry. Work-family conflict significantly impacts job satisfaction is the first alternate hypothesis. And our second alternate hypothesis is there's a significant work-family conflict significantly impacts turnover intentions. The proposed model looks something like this. A work-family conflict is, as I said, is the independent variable, and the two dependent variables in the study are job satisfaction and turnover intentions. Next slide, please. Following the methodology that we have used for the purpose of the study, we have adopted the non-probability purposes sampling. We use quantitative methods. The data, as I said earlier, is 158 employees belonging to hotels from Mumbai. We have used standard questionnaires, and the methods that we have used in the study, we have tested the converse alpha, correlation, and the regression analysis is what we have used as tools for analysis. Next slide, please. So the scales used are mentioned in here. So work-family conflict, we have used Heffler scale. Job satisfaction, Mr. Reddy and Padma and Reddy scale. And turnover intention having 12 items is different scale. Next slide. These are the two demographics that we have taken for the purpose of the study is gender and marital status. Because in most of the prior research it is found that demographics impact the output. So we have taken these two as key variables, as demographic variables. We can see that males are higher in numbers as compared to the females. And secondly, the married employees are more in the sample when we look at the current sample. Next slide. We tested the reliability through the contact alpha, and for all the three items, the reliability is found to be more than 0.7, which is generally the norm we follow according to the Bernstein scale. Next, please. We did the interpolation matrix to start at analysis, where we find that both these demographic variables do not have any impact on the variables under study. So we can see that, however, we can see that there is a, if I look at the table, job satisfaction and work-family conflict is negatively associated with each other, and the correlation is significant at 99%. Similarly, work-family conflict and turnover intentions are the relationship, the correlation is significant at 99% significant level. Next, please. We further run the literature analysis to understand the impact of the concerned variables. So, as Dr. hypothesis says, there is a relationship between impact of work-family conflict or job satisfaction. The first table indicates I'm so sorry. The first table suggests that the R square chain in this case is 14.5%, and at the same time it is significant also. We can even look at the ANOVA analysis, the table following, and the last aspect is the significance. Next please. While we look at the beta coefficient, we arrive at this particular equation which is seen on the screen at the bottom, which says that job satisfaction and the constant which is significant as well as the independent variable which is significant in this case. Next slide please. We run the similar analysis to test the relationship between work-family conflict and turnover intentions. In this case, the model explains 8.1% of the output, and the significance change is also significant in this case. ANOVA analysis also shows that it is significant at 99% significant levels. Next slide please. We run the when we look into the beta coefficient here, we have derived the equation. This is on the above mentioned standardized beta coefficient, which we can see here as work-family turnover intensity is equal to 22.649 plus 0.606 multiplied by the work-family conflict. Next slide please. So the result suggests that the regression results approve that both the dependent variables, job satisfaction and turnover intentions, have a significant relationship with the independent variable, in this case it is work-family conflict. Following up the broader implications of the study, a little more time for the families or a little more structured policy from the side of the organization would surely will have an impact on balancing the two work and the family domain. The second important implication we are suggesting here is in terms of the clarity of the domain. So when somebody is entering hotel industry, a little more clarity during the recruitment phase would surely give insights and would able to prepare candidates for balance, for understanding that what are the requirements of the domain. So they will be well prepared, and this would of course will have surely impact on the balancing aspects that somebody is looking in for. And the last thing, there are programs like Child Care, Elder Care. These are the certain programs which some of the hotels may be following, but not all the hotels are following. And that is one of the reasons that if you can put in some more policies which are considered to be it is not only from the sector that we have taken, but in general we have taken these as suggestions for the industry to follow for helping employees to have better balance between the work and the life. Next please. The most important limitation for the current study is the number of samples that we have taken. So the sample size, 158 is the sample size. We could, with the time that was available with us, this is the amount of sample that we could collate. So if a broader sample could be collected, data would be collected on more samples, our study would give us further insights. In the conclusion, I would like to say that it is important to curate policy which aims at reducing the work-family conflict, because of course, when you look at the analytic side of it, and because a lot of industries are collecting data to see to it, employee engagement and other aspects are taken care of, that surely will reducing this aspect which is called the work-family conflict of the hotel employee, and it really would lead to have a positive workplace and enhance satisfaction and reduce the turnover intensity. So that's all from my side and my student side. Thank you so much. These are the two references which we have used for this study. Thank you.
Dr. Sarika.
Yes, sir.
Indeed, it's a good project, a good research paper. Okay, can you tell me what exactly is the difference between work-life balance and work-family conflict?
Sir, work-life balance is one of the terminology which when we started, so my PhD research is into this area. So when we look at work-life balance, it is life even beyond family. So we have work, so family is generally being controlled by the family and the friends, but you can still have a life beyond that. So that is generally means work-life balance. But family conflict is when your work is kind of spilling over into the family life. Just an example to it is when we look at how much time, so there are three dimensions to it. One is time related imbalances. If there are imbalances in terms of time, which we see in the hotel employees, more time, as there is no clarity of the shift that they are to be a part of. At times it is extended, right? Even on Saturday, Sunday, they are supposed to be there on the road. So that would impact the family, which the time they are supposed to give. The second aspect is behavioral. So when I look at the behavioral aspects, how my behavior at work, is actually impacting my family life. That's the second dimension that we look at in this case.
Okay, what exactly is the intensity of work-family conflict as far as male employee is concerned or the female employee is concerned?
Right. So in this case, since we could not find the difference, that is the reason we did not take these two variables further for analysis. Intercorrelation matrix was the first point of where we could check whether should we take these demographics ahead or not. We did not find that correlation significant. That is where we did drop these variables, demographics specifically, and then move ahead with the rest of the variables.
Okay, so whatever parameters you have considered, whatever factors you have considered, so which factor is more, you can say, towards the conflict of family work-life balance or work-family conflict? Which is most important?
The present study has limited scope. The one is, of course, as I said, hotel employees. When I look at work-family conflict, it has got two dimensions. One is work-family conflict and the second is family-work conflict. For the present study, we have only used work-family conflict. And what the question you are asking when it comes to the output variable, work-family conflict impacts job satisfaction more as compared to the turnover intensity, as per the model output.
Okay, in your conclusion, you have not mentioned anywhere which hypothesis is accepted and which hypothesis is rejected.
So we were just trying to curtail the time, looking at the time. It's there in the paper. If you wish, I can share the paper with you.
Okay, now the most important and the missing area, that is which type of hotels you have taken for your study, that is 2-star, 5-star, 3-star,
Sir, I said 3-star and 4-star. I said during the presentation, we have 3-star and 4-star hotel employees were taken for the ISO sample for this study.
Why I am asking, because if you go for a higher level, definitely the salary can make a very big difference, right? Motivation, if the employee is getting higher salary, then definitely the motivation factor automatically comes in.
Yes. It generally kind of, you can say, nullifies certain impacts, but in this case we have taken 3-star and 4-star. 5-star we try to reach out to, but since it's not substantial in the overall sample, that's why we decided to drop those numbers here for the present.
I think this should have been somewhere included in your presentation, isn't it?
Sir, because of the fact that there were only 5 employees from the 5-star hotels, that was one of the reasons we did not include it, because it's too much of variation. It will be a skewed output, and that's why we decided to drop it for the moment.
Yeah, Sarika ma'am, nice presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah, but as the topic says, it is job satisfaction, turnover intentions of hotel employees, and work-family conflict. So you said that you have used the standardized questionnaires for these 3 dependent variables. Okay. Now, my question here, I want to understand, what are those factors under work life or under job satisfaction or under turnover intentions, which talks of, you have taken them all together and showed the significance or non-significance. But under them also there might be those variables which might be significant, which not quite significant. Because here we are talking of work-family balance, okay, which is, I think, a very common phenomenon for all working level people. I'm generalizing it. I'm not talking of hotel, I'm generalizing it. So I'm just looking at it. See, what were those variables that you have asked to prove this concept?
Ma'am, can you please repeat? The screen was freezed actually. Can you please repeat?
I said, can you please tell us a few variables that you have asked, a few questions that you have asked under these 3 factors?
Ma'am, just give me a minute because the scale file.
At least give us some variables.
Ma'am, these were the items of the question is what you intend to ask?
Yeah.
Just give me 2 minutes, ma'am. I'll just open that sheet and look at it.
You can tell us, you can just tell us 2 of each because I want to know how you have actually questioned.
Ma'am, why I am saying this because we have used the scale and the scale is not there in front of me right now. Just if you can please give me 2 minutes time, I'll just exactly share it with you. Just a minute.
Okay, ma'am, we'll check it out with your research paper. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Well, Dr. Jain, we
So I'll read this out to you as aloud. The demands of my work interfere with my home and family life. The amount of time my job takes up makes it difficult to fulfill my family responsibilities. Things I want to do at home do not get done because of the demands my job puts on me. My system produces strain that makes it difficult to fulfill my family duties. Due to work-related duties, I have to make changes to the plans for my family activities. And as I said in my discussion also, it comprises of the three elements in it, the time and the behavioral aspects that are getting reflected through the standard questionnaire. Listener skill is largely being used in the whole process. Thank you.
Dr. Jain, we completely appreciate every word that you said, and both the jury members out here also acknowledge and appreciate your genuine work and understand from where this research is coming from with the challenges I think each Indian woman is facing currently here. So we would definitely so we would now move on to the next presenter who are with us right now, and of course the jury members will share their inputs with us. We have with us currently we welcome Dr. Sujata Chinsolkar ma'am, Executive Board Member AIMS, the organization because of which we are able to do this international conference. Thank you so much for supporting us for this great initiative, ma'am. Director, Father Agnew Institute of Management Studies. And now we move on to our next presenter, Professor Monica Halwar and Dr. Sunita Bishnoi. The title of the study that we have is Impact of Mega Merger on the Financial Performance, a study of Punjab National Bank. So I request this team, Professor Monica Halwar and Dr. Sunita Bishnoi, to share your presentation and start with your presentation, please. Kindly introduce yourself before you start your presentation.
Ma'am, is this visible? Hello?
You are visible, not your presentation, ma'am. Could you please share your screen? There are 3 dots out there. If you could just share your PowerPoint presentation, please.
I'm sharing.
Okay, fine. Then it will come. Then it will come in sometime. There are 3 dots in front of you. Share is arrow. Are you able to do that, ma'am?
Ma'am, I'm sharing actually. Is it visible or not?
Yes, it is visible. If you could just increase the size of your slide. Slideshow, please. From your side, if you could do that.
Is it okay?
It's there. If you can just increase the size of your slide, just to slideshow.
Ma'am, I increased already.
Okay, we go ahead. Please start, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Monica Halwar, research scholar from Maharishi Dyanand University, Rohtak. My supervisor, Dr. Sunita Bishnoi, who is associate professor in DAV College, Hyderabad.
Ma'am, please reduce your pace. We are able to hear you. Just reduce your pace, your speed. That's it.
I am Monica Halwar, research scholar from Maharishi Dyanand University, Rohtak. I am pursuing my PhD under the supervision of Dr. Sunita Bishnoi, associate professor of DAV College, Hyderabad. Currently, I am presenting a research paper on the topic of mega merger on financial performance. Impact of mega merger on the financial performance, a study of Punjab National Bank. In this paper, I am studying is it merger is beneficial for banks or not. Mega merger is basically found when public sector banks are merged and formed up 4 banks. I'm taking one sample from Punjab National Bank, which is merged with United Bank of India and Oriental Bank of Commerce.
Your slide is not getting changed.
Taken for maximization of company growth.
Monica ma'am, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Your slide change करना है आपको. We are not able to see your slide. It's only the first slide at our end. Please change your slide.
What slide?
Reshare
Change हो रही है ना?
Please reshare it again so that we can see it properly. The first slide is visible to us. Please change your slide as you are moving ahead with the presentation. Yes, we'll wait. You stop presenting and start presenting again. Check it that way out. Next slide. Next slide. Please do next slide.
मैम हो रही है slide change?
नहीं अभी तक नहीं हुआ. पहला स्लाइड दिख रहा है. आप अपने इनसे नेक्स्ट स्लाइड कीजिएगा प्लीज.
मैम नेक्स्ट स्लाइड हो गई और शेयर भी हो गई है.
थोड़ा वक्त तो लगता है बट
Slide show, just that arrow.
आपको एरो दिख रहा है आपके स्क्रीन पर. नीचे का बॉक्स में एक एरो है आपके सामने कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन पे एक एरो है. आहे आपल्याकडे. हाँ प्लीज. मैम what we will do is we have a presentation. हाँ हो गया.
From this paper, we studied about the merger is best suitable for Punjab National Bank or not. From the paper, we have studied the financial performance of Punjab National Bank before merger and after merger. And in this, the tedious is used to test the significant difference in financial performance of banks. And for the study, 2 years of data is taken, 4 years of data is taken, 2 years before merger and 2 years after merger. First of all, we know the reason behind the merger. The main reason behind merger is increase in NP, non-performing assets. We all know that in banking sector, there is on daily basis NPA is increasing. In Punjab National Bank, 2015-16, NPA is 32683, and in 2019-20 it is 2716553. So the main reason behind the merger of Punjab National Bank with United Bank and Oriental Bank of Commerce is increase in NPA. And the main reason behind increase in NPA is defaults, frauds, political interference, and poor management. And the other main reason behind the merger is every bank has used merger and acquisition to increase its market strength, rationalize the workforce management efficiency, and to increase the size of business. So after merger, before merger, Punjab National Bank business size is 4.78, and after merger, its market size, business size is increased to 6.57. As bank advances before merger is 4.51 and after merger is 6.08. Deposit is 4.94 to 6.94. Change in as a merger, there is a on-site agents and off-site agents is also increased. So the main reason behind merger is one is entry and the second is to increase the market strength and reduce competition from the market. And for these I review a lot of paper, but these are some articles on which my paper is based. These are some papers on which my paper is based and I studied and on which I used. The objective of my study is to study the trends of merger and acquisition in the Indian banking sector post-liberalization era. And after post-liberalization, how much mergers are held in the Indian banking sector, whether in public or whether private sector, and the second is to check the impact of merger on the financial strength of Punjab National Bank. My research methodology is, this study is based on the exploratory research design and longitudinal study.
Time period of the study is 4 years, 2 years before merger and 2 years after merger from financial year 2019-20 to financial year 2021-22. I taken researchers use the financial ratios such as liquidity ratio, profitability ratio, investment ratio, management ratio to check the benefit to Punjab National Bank after merger or not. For this comparison, I use T-test. There's any significant difference from the up to Punjab National Bank before merger and after merger? Is a significant difference yes or not? There is the analysis of data. There is a first quick ratio, which checks the liquidity position of the Punjab National Bank after the merger and before merger. There is the pre-merger, it was 34.84 before merger 2 years, and after merger it was 36.83. And as the T-test shows that it was 1.051. A net profit margin and a return on net worth is also reduced from 3.115 to minus 11.81. As the quick liquidity ratio is increased, quick ratio the return on net worth is gone in minus after the merger. As loans and over ratio. Before merger, it was 0.12 and after merger 2.585. It was a significant difference, that is a positive side change in loan turnover ratio after the merger. As in capital adequacy ratio, pre-merger is 11.95 but after merger is 14.41. Same as return on long-term funds. Before merger, the return on long-term funds is 60.645, but as after merger, it was reduced from 5 points, 55.025, which is a negative impact. That financial performance of Punjab National Bank is reduced. As in the net interest income for the funds is also reduced after merger. Net profit of Punjab National Bank is reduced from 5 to 1.345 after merger. And the return on net worth is reduced from 3.15 to minus 11.81. These are my findings. From this study, I found that merger is both have a positive effect on the liquidity ratio, profitability ratio, and also investment ratio. After merger, Punjab National Bank faced heavy losses. Quick ratio reduced from 0.6 to 0.5 after merger. Operating profit is reduced from minus 7.982 to minus 11.77. Return on long-term funds is reduced from 60 to 55.025. Return on net worth is reduced from 3.15 to minus 11.89. Net profit to total funds in minus. Before merger and after merger also in minus. There is no improvement in ratio of net profit to total funds after merger. After merger, Punjab National Bank won't distribute dividends to shareholders because of heavy losses. But some ratios show positive changes after merger, like capital adequacy ratio increased from 11.95 to 14.41. Loan turnover ratio increased from 0.12 to 0.12.5 to increase. And the net interest income to total funds also shows positive effect of merger. If we study overall performance of Punjab National Bank, there is no positive change in the financial performance of bank after merger. But we study only 4 years of data, 2 years before merger and 2 years after merger. Maybe after long term it will be positive for the Punjab National Bank of the merger, but as now it is not a positive effect. It shows all their profits in minus. There is not a positive effect in short term, but maybe in long run, if the profits are visible, the positive effects are visible. Thank you. I have done math.
Okay, according to your study, merger is not actually a positive. Is it?
Yes, sir. It was negative effect on Punjab National Bank performance.
So there is no positive impact on performance of the Punjab National Bank as far as financial aspects are concerned.
Some sector shows positive, but the whole other sector shows negative effect. Even there is a profitability reduced in mind.
Okay, what was the impact of this merger on NPAs after merger? So what is the impact on NPA? Whether it is reduced or whether it has increased?
Sir, Ashwin was stable. After merger, NPA was reduced.
NPA has got reduced.
Yes, sir.
Okay, apart from this, there is no any positive impact as far as this particular merger is concerned, isn't it?
Yes, the financial performance is not improved after merger. There is other factors which may improve, but financial performance, the overall performance of Punjab National Bank not improve.
Okay.
I guess nice presentation, and I guess this is a secondary study, isn't it, based on the published data?
Yes, yes, sir. It is secondary study.
Yeah. Can you just highlight on what were the reasons for mergers?
Yeah, ma'am. Main reason is the NPA or to reduce competition and market form.
Okay. So has this objective been fulfilled?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am. NPA reduced in some performance market share, influence of global deposits increase.
Okay. But then from the long-term perspective, do you think this will continue?
Yes, ma'am. Maybe in long-term perspective, it may help to bank to improve their profitability position also.
What are the parameters for the same?
Yes, sir.
What are the parameters for the same?
The parameters that are financial ratios improve, so it may be possible better. Help to net profit increase, operating profit increase.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
After we hear from the jury members, I would request each presenters to please put on their videos so that we could have a nice group snap along with the jury members.
Something more about your topic. Then what is required next, it is your significance of the study. What exactly is the importance of that particular area which you have chosen to study? Isn't it? Then the next which is required, that is the scope. In which area you are doing your research and why you have selected this particular topic. Then the next thing, that is your objectives. Objectives, hypothesis, these two things should be in line with your research topic. Right. Most of the research paper, I see the objectives are different, the hypotheses are different, and the topic is totally different. There is no relation, there is no correlation between these things. Okay. Now, if you see the today's research papers, where research methodology, most of the papers research methodology was too weak. Right? You have to talk about how you have done the research design, what are the research sources which you have used. Most of the paper, even they don't even have mentioned about the literature review. That should not be there. It should be even included in your research paper. Okay, if you have gone through n number of research papers, then at least mention few research papers which are really good and which are somewhere related to your research topics. Isn't it? Okay. Now, coming to the analysis part, most of the research papers, they have included very good analysis. Even the data they have collected, they have mentioned in that. That is good. Hypothesis, you have proved, right? But you have not mentioned anywhere this hypothesis is accepted, this hypothesis is rejected. It should be clearly mentioned in your presentation. Isn't it? Okay, anyway, all the things were good, and I would like to congratulate all of you for your good presentation, and maybe I hope that you will continue your research in future on these topics. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and congratulations to all of you for your efforts that you have taken to make this research paper and do the research work. I agree that the presentation that we have done is of a research work meant for this conference. So, these limitations told you about the research methodology pattern. But I think logically also the research methodology pattern, see what happens is when we publish these type of research papers or articles, what the readers expect is the application part of it. Okay, so all of us, we refer to journals, we refer to a lot of published work for our own literature review when we are doing a research. So what we look at is the type of application that we are learning from that research paper that we are reading, isn't it? So while writing also, I think we all need to also emphasize that how this whole concept will be perceived by the reader and used by the reader. Okay, and then accordingly you need to make it more application oriented. So that the structure wise, sir has already commented. I don't want to comment on that part. But my comment is that please look at the application perspective, because once your research paper gets published, it's going to be there for reference. Okay, and once it is going to be, we all want citations, isn't it? So from that perspective, you look at, emphasize on the application part. Yeah, and based on, accordingly you design your complete structure of the research paper. Right, as Sir said, right from your title to conclusion, there has to be a balance. Okay, and today's, I really appreciate the topics where contemporary they were of today's economic expectation or market expectations, like outsourcing and Gen Z relationships, or work family conflict and job satisfaction, and mergers or financial performances. Okay, so these topics are in the market today very much, and they will grow in future also. So we need to emphasize more on the application part and the perception and awareness, specifically keeping the market and the target audience in mind. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much all the participants, thank you so much all the jury members, thank you so much all my dear students. Some takeaways from this conference. I think first time online conference you would have attended. That was indeed a great start and a great end. I request all the participants if you could just put your cameras on, and our photography team could have a group snap. Is it possible for you to come here, ma'am? We could have a group snap. Chinsolkar ma'am, kindly join us in the group picture.
Thank you.
All the participants, please.
I would like to welcome and introduce you all to our Vice Chairman, Dr. Bhupender Singh Gill, sir. Sir is an industrialist par excellence, an educator, a philanthropist and a healthcare supporter. A PhD in social service and philanthropy from the prestigious Robert D. Sorbonne University, France. Sir is also the General Secretary, Board of Trustees in Guru Nanak Hospital, Bangalore. In spite of ill health, we thank sir, for coming and gracing the occasion. I must say that we are very fortunate to have sir as our mentor, a visionary, a charismatic leader who is committed for taking JNMS to new heights by doing lot of social causes and also for taking good care of GNMS staff. We also thank sir for supporting us continuously throughout the conference event. Welcome sir. I would request Dr. Satyendra Singh Bedi sir to kindly felicitate our Vice Chairman, please sir. Requesting Keith sir to kindly say a few words.
Hello. Good afternoon all. I must thank first of all the delegates, dignitaries who have come visiting our institute. I also thank them for giving their precious time to our institute. I must thank the faculty and all of you for arranging this international program. I am not well, so I couldn't attend the program, but this conference was very good. I have seen on the YouTube also. Everything is fantastic, and I think that you all will do all these programs in future, and all the best for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir, for your good wishes. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome and introduce you all to our valedictory keynote speaker, Dr. Sujata Chinsolkar ma'am, Executive Member West Region of All India Association of Management School, popularly known as AIMS, and Director at FRC Rodrigues Institute of Management Studies, Navi Mumbai. Ma'am is a science graduate with MBA and PhD in Business Administration and is also recognized PhD guide of Mumbai University. She has been associated with academics since last 25 years after serving a brief stint with Capital Markets. She has also taught postgraduate students at various B schools in Navi Mumbai and have trained more than 1,000 participants in an executive education program. Ma'am's several research papers are published in various national and international journals, and she is also a certified corporate director. I request our in-charge PGDM director, Dr. Jasbir Kaur ma'am, to kindly felicitate Dr. Sujata Chinsolkar. Requesting Sujata ma'am to kindly deliver the valedictory speech.
Good afternoon. Dignitaries on the dais, my faculty colleagues, and my dear students. First of all, let me congratulate Guru Nanak Institute for organizing such a wonderful international conference and the kind of response that you have received. It is really, hats off to all those who have worked towards making this conference a big success. So on behalf of AIMS, I once again congratulate the team of Guru Nanak Institute for organizing this conference and making it really a very successful conference. The theme of the conference is also very relevant, contemporary practices in business management. We are all disciples of business management, and we all agree that business environment is changing rapidly. In fact, change is the only constant thing that is there in our lives now. And the pace of change is also changing rapidly, I would say. And the waves of change are also coming from any direction which is difficult to assess. So in such uncertainties, research is something that can help us all to find out the solutions of these constant changes. Whenever a business says that I have a competitive edge, how long that competitive edge is going to be enjoyed by that particular business is not, it's difficult to judge, in fact, because change is something that will not leave it advantage to that particular business. So naturally, here comes the role of the research. And this particular conference has given a wonderful opportunity to all the researchers to work in the area of contemporary practices, so that we can identify what are the changes that are anticipated on the business horizon, and then we can deal with those changes by developing the strategies needed to tackle with it. So research is definitely going to help you all, and all of us in fact, in developing a new body of knowledge which will help not only us but our students, because they are the future business leaders who will be facing these challenges. So what we deliver in classroom today definitely will help them to perform better in the corporate world tomorrow. So this conference definitely will leave a lot of takeaways, not only for us teachers but for our students for sure. So I won't be taking much of your time. I think we are already lagging behind. So with these few words, I would like to thank you all once again for inviting me and organizing such a wonderful conference. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts and giving your best wishes. Now we have reached to the most awaited moment, which is the Best Research Paper Award. For that, I would request Dr. Kunjit Kehlon ma'am to kindly come and announce the results.
Good afternoon, one and all. Respected Dr. Keith sir, Dr. Sujata ma'am, Dr. Jasbir ma'am, Dr. Satvinder Singh Bedi sir, all the panelists and the delegates. Selecting the best paper is a very tough decision for all the panelists, but all the participants have done their wonderful job and present their paper very well. But still we announce one best paper from each track. So first track was offline, where 7 papers were presented by the authors, and online there were 4 papers were presented. The third track was library track, where 6 papers were presented. So now I am announcing the name of the winner. So on the online track, Dr. Sarika Jain and Miss Angel from Durga Devi Management Institute. She is the winner for it's online and she is sent out. Our own faculty, Dr. Jitinder Kaur Chatama, Professor B.
Thank you, Kuljeet ma'am. Congratulations to all the winners, both online and offline. We will also be distributing certificates to the participants who have come all the way to present their paper here. I would read the names of the participants track-wise and request all the dignitaries to kindly confer the certificates, participation certificates to them. So we would start with management track offline, which was conducted in room number 502. First is Professor Vikram Hande. Can we have Professor Vikram Hande? Okay, next we have is our own internal faculty, Dr. Jain Brahmane, Dr. Kiran Kakade and Professor Subhash Yadav.
No, they actually have those chats. That is where we get it together. Okay. Yes, they're presenting the tables.
Dr. Shraddha Bandevdekar. Next is Dr. Jyotinder Gaur Chadda and Professor Vince Matthew. And Dr. Sapna Kadam. In literary track, we are having Mr. Chetan Sudhakar Sonavne and Dr. A. Thiru Navokar. Next, can we have Ms. Jasmine Kadam? Next is Ms. Jasmine Kadam. Next one we have is Dr. Kuljeet Gehlot, Jasbir Kaur and Ms. Rita Malik. Next one is Ms. Sonali Paradkar. Studies and GNMS Business School, a management institute of GN Khalsa College, to this international research conference on contemporary practices in business management. Let us begin today's program by seeking Almighty God's blessing. For that, I request everyone to kindly rise for the prayer. Sushma Patil ma'am, to kindly propose a vote of thanks. Good evening, everyone. It's my honor and privilege to propose vote of thanks on this evening. On behalf of entire JNRS family, I would like to thank firstly our parent body, Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee, for their support for hosting this International Conference 2023. I would like to extend my gratitude to our Chairman Sir, S. Gurinder Singh Baba Sir, Guru Nanak Chairman Khalsa, Guru Nanak Khalsa Arts, Commerce and Science College, Dr. Bhupinder Gill Sir, Vice Chairman, GNMS Institute of Management Studies and GNMS B School, Mr. Govinder Singh Natt Sir, Director LNC, and Dr. H.S. Kalsi Sir, Principal, Guru Nanak Khalsa College of Arts, Science and Commerce, for their constant support and valuable guidance. Under the able guidance of Dr. Kiran Mangaonkar Sir, Campus Director, GNMS and GNMS B School, Dr. Satvinder Singh Bedi, Director in charge MMS, and Dr. Jasbir Kaur Ma'am, Director in charge PGDM. The conference preparations started well in advance and were executed well today. So on behalf of entire conference team, sir, I express many thanks to you. I would like to extend heartfelt thanks to all our resource persons, chief guests, keynote speakers, advisory board members, chair tracks who have taken their time from their busy schedule and made them available for the event. I would also like to thank our sponsors, PSB and Truefield Health, our academic associations, AIMS, MDSA and University of Mumbai for giving their assistance to the conference. Also, many thanks to media partners, printers, vendors, caterers. I would like to extend my gratitude to all my faculty members who have put enormous efforts for this conference, and also the members from staff, Registrar Ma'am, Ms. Archana Ma'am, all the staff members, placement committee members, the library committee members, and the major backbone of the event, IT members, and rocking IT team. Without them the conference would be unimaginable. And last but not the least, our students. Who are putting hard work from so many days and attending the events also, and other students who have lended a patient ear. So thanks, and I'm sure this event is an illuminous event for you for the greater learning, and firstly, we have learned a lot from this event in terms of applications. So thank you, thanks all.